Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Got you guys blanked out here. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Afternoon, evening, wherever it is that we're coming to on this Friday or Saturday, depending on where it is in this existence that we're at. Oh, we've already done one delivery, two deliveries. Starting out this cool Friday, no fear Friday morning. Okay, got you guys blanked out. I'm at picking up a Walmart order. What is this guy doing? Is he coming on, or what's he got going on here? I don't know what he's doing. This guy driving in the middle of this guy just standing there. I don't know what he's doing. The guy over here in the truck, his freaking lights on for no reason. Got the geese flying everywhere. Got everybody doing everything everywhere, wherever doing. I don't know what this guy's doing. Come on, dude. You got my. Surely you ain't got my stuff. I don't know what we got going on here. He's waiting on somebody. He ain't waiting on me, though. I don't know what's going on. I'll be coming out with my order, though. Turn that order one back on. I'll cancel this order. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm over here picking up an order. Picking up a Walmart. I got you blanked out. Don't show the Walmart associates. Appreciate everybody coming through on this Friday. Friday. Or Saturday, depending on. You've already had your Friday. Is this my order? I'm over here getting a Frosty Gaming. How we doing? Hoover's down there, Hoover's up there. Yeah. What's that in the back seat? It cost. That's At least you put the heavy stuff on the bottom, though. Guess that's a plus, right? Appreciate it. Morning, Jamie. Morning, Scenario fan. I'm at Walmart, Dominique. Morning, afternoon, evening, wherever it is that you're coming in from. Getting loaded with Walmart associates there, guys. What's this guy doing here? Come on. Guy walking all around the parking lot here. He's like, I ain't got time, dude. You're holding my money up. 3 customers here. 20, what was this? 20 something dollars? I don't even remember now. I don't even remember now how much it was. Hold on here. See how much it was. $30. My bad. $30. All right. Going right around the corner here. First customer, 1.2 mile. 1.2 mile around the corner here. Yes, Jamie. It's nice. 67 degrees. Yep, cloudy. Look like it could rain any minute. There is a chance of rain, so we may get some rain. I missed out on a $28. Yvonne. Morning, Yvonne. How's Yvonne doing? Yvonne, $30 curbside, 3 dropper. 3 dropper, only 1 customer's got no cases of water, no bulky stuff. Yeah, the humidity and the heat, thankfully it's gone. Yeah. Well, I turned down a $28 Uber. It was just Uber Eats, just 1 miles. I was going to do it if they didn't come out with this order, because I had to wait almost 10 minutes. I dropped my rider off. I dropped a stack. I had a stack on DoorDash. I got silver. Yay! I got back to silver on DoorDash with my order this morning. So after this, I'll be at, oh no, now Grubhub's sending me something. Oh no, it's my guy. Dang it. I'm too far from him. I can't do it. 17 miles. Can't do that. Yeah, can't do that offer. Dang it. Yep, got back to silver. So let's see, I did my ride, did that stack DoorDash, same customer. That was 17. Oh, your dog sitting? Oh, that's right. You said you had the day off because you were going to be dog sitting. Oh, that's always fun. Hopefully, ain't go through what Candy's poor dog's going through. Oh, now here's 9 for 10 customer verification. Uber, I'm just shutting you off. You're already irritating me now, Uber. They have 24-hour dog cartoons. I'm going to keep that on while I'm gone. Oh, you still gotta go to work? Oh, shoot. 24-hour dog cartoons. Oh my gosh. You sound like my mom there, Yvonne. She leaves the TV on cartoons too. For the hounds. I said, what you gotta leave the cartoons on for? Oh, they like listening to it. I'm like, oh my gosh, really? We seriously gonna listen? What the dog's gonna care about watching some dog cartoons? I mean, she just leaves regular cartoons on, like SpongeBob and stuff, like whatever Cartoon Network, whatever's on. She leaves them on for them dogs. Hey, Ma Dukes. Good morning, Cindy. Yeah, I caught this $30 curbside. This is my third order today. Oh, I've been here before. Yeah, I've been here before. Figure out which one she is. I'm hoping I think she's the Diet Pepsi lady. I'm hoping she's the Diet Pepsi lady. Dang, don't give me much room here. They have it on YouTube. Hey, busy. Yeah, I don't even know how much I'm sitting at right now, guys and ladies. I have no idea how much I'm sitting at. This is the $30 curbside. Yep, that's my back seat, lady. No special instructions. Nope. Leave it at your front door. I think the last time she was in her garage when I came. Yeah, then 17, and then I got 10 in tips coming, so I'm at 27 plus this, so I'll be at 57. I don't remember how much the tips were on this one. Probably $20, I'd say. Where am I heading here? 3 miles. 3 miles to the next customer. Let's go. Oh no, I gotta deal with school traffic. They have it on YouTube. He's stuck in the kennel all day while I'm at work. Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, I just don't like that with dogs. My sister does that too. Yeah, I did a stacked order. It got me to silver, so I paused DoorDash so I could save my silver. And then I lost my block. Well, I didn't lose it, but my block ended. You changed my PFP due to a creep on my live, LOL. What? What are they doing? They were taking your profile picture and doing something with. They're getting wild now. I don't know what's going on with. Looks like Sally froze again. Yep, Sally froze. I had Sally on, listening to her message this morning, but yeah, I don't know what's up. Ain't nobody. Okay, cool. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. A lot of people is getting weirded out by the stuff that's going on. Which, I mean, I predicted it when I started this channel and came back. I predicted it was going to get weird. mean, it was already getting weird. Trust me, that old channel, it was already starting to get weird. Some of the BS they were doing. Yeah. 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 I'm just glad it's so cool now. It was cool last night too. I done like $90. I don't know, close to $90 yesterday off of Grubhub, DoorDash. I don't remember exactly what all orders I did last night, but man, I had one customer. I took him his food. It was like seemed like it took forever to get out there to work. It was like 15 miles for $17.50. And then I get there, and he's like, yeah, I know it was a long ways out here. He goes, here you go for your trouble. Threw a $10 bill at me. So it ended up being $27.50 for 15 miles. So I was happy about that. I got to put the window up, man. It's kind of chilly this morning. 67 degrees. Finally a cool morning. I missed out on a $28 Uber, but I think it was going like 25 miles though. First I came across at like $20, I think it was. Just some disrespect from someone I had as a mod in a nutshell. Trust no one. What? Oh yeah, I know. Well, because I said yesterday that there's channels that's got people that are mods that, you know. I mentioned it yesterday about certain different channels that have people that are mods that they don't really understand how their mods are. Yeah. I mean, that's why there was a, demod your channel campaign out there. And then, make sure only this person, that person, and this person is mods and stuff like that. Most of the people that come in here, they know each other. So they come on my channel, they know each other. So I don't have to have a whole bunch of mods. I mean, I don't even really need mods at all. I can handle my own channel, but considering it's so small right now. But it's good to have mods, though. At least ones that do other channels, and to protect people. Protect other people. Smart move is there are a few extra creepy creepos that have resurfaced. No nice. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not just that they've resurfaced. It's just, they. Yeah. I mean, Cindy, you've seen what's going on other channels. I don't know if anybody did the update. They had an update last night, at least on the Play Store. YouTube had an update. I don't know if everybody done the update or not, if they're on mobile. But Biden had the update. It was more like he was hitting on me, knowing how I'm married on my damn life. Yeah, I know. They're all thirsty. They're all thirsty going to do that. I mean, I understand flirting with women, but when it comes to if you know that they're married or you know that they're with somebody, I mean, it's all fun and games, but then, there's a point to where it's not fun and games. Is this it right here? Oh, great. I'm sorry, but I am not fighting their sprinkler system. I'm putting it at their garage. They got their sprinkler system right at their doorway. I'm putting it at their garage door. I'm going to leave them a note saying, hey, your sprinkler system's on. I'm texting the customer right now. I'm putting your sprinkler system is on. Sprinkler system is blocking the doorway. Order at the door. Garage door. Garage door. Yeah, they got their sprinkler system going, blocking right there. I'm not carrying it through the freaking sprinkler system. They're crazy. I'm leaving a message. Say, hey, it's gonna be at your garage door here. Hell with that shit. Hell, it's got it over here on their damn car. Going onto their car. Yeah, they got the damn sprinkler system. Crazy. Let's see. Let's see. Ralph. Hello, Ralph. Let's see. I'm literally going less than a half a mile to this next customer, to the third customer. Hit on my cartoon. Hit on your cartoon image. Yeah. Hey, all today is the day. Yay. Okay, the fear. How? Whatever that's supposed to mean there. When I say resurface, I mean what? Oh. Okay. I see what you're saying. Huh. Where was Davis? That's not. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, the fear. I have no idea. Nope. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't really follow them that much. Well, I don't follow them now with my new channel because anybody that I was following before, I have to go back and try to find everybody. Unless they come and follow me. I'm literally going right here. Wow, this is crazy. What's the address? 24. What? Was it on the corner? Well, I'll be damned, it is. Right here on the corner of the block. I'll be darned. Damn, this was a hell of a $30 order. Sweet. And I'm right here too, so I could still grab another order. Yeah, they said thank you. I told them, I said, yeah, your sprinkler system's blocking your doorway. I'm gonna put it on your garage door. I ain't gonna do that. I think I picked this person up and taken them to work before. Out. To the out. All right. Damn, that didn't even take me 20 minutes. It took me longer to wait on it. It took me to get it. What's the fear saying here? What are we talking about? The DD said he was taking a few days off. He'll see us in the regular members. Monday Live. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are doing that. Too much going on. Hey man, it's your channel. I respect it. So I don't talk about religion or politics in case you don't agree. In case I don't agree with what? Okay, let's see, I did buy it. Miss y'all so crazy. Dax, hey, good morning, Dax. Sorry I was late to the party, Jimmy. Hidden my keys again. Hid your keys again, yeah. Hope things went well. Dax, I didn't know if you heard me yesterday. I think you already got off the live stream, but in honor of your wife retiring from the military, I paid for a veteran's meal yesterday at lunchtime. I was doing a pickup at KFC, and there was a Navy veteran. He already paid for his meal. I was going to pay for it before he paid for it, but he already paid for it, and he sat down there. I told him, I said, thank you for your service there. Came back out to the car, grabbed $10, took it back in there and threw it on his table. Said, hey, I appreciate your service. So I thought I'd do that since I couldn't buy Connie anything. But I thought, well, this guy was a Navy veteran. I might as well just, in honor of her retiring and in honor of him serving, I thought that was pretty fitting yesterday. When I say I do it, I don't just talk it. I do it. So I did that on my live stream yesterday. I came back, got my $10, went in there and said, here you go. Appreciate your service there, sir. He was a Navy veteran. I'm too shit. I get what you're saying. I was going to text him later. I just don't want to do that's my mom. Right, Mom Dukes. Yeah, exactly. With my political opinion. Oh, the political opinion there too. Hey, what's up, Teresa? Good morning. Good morning, Teresa. Oh, hell. They want me to take, now, everybody want to guess how many gallons of milk this is going to the daycare? Anybody want to guess? Oh, and it's not even milk this time. Well, I'll be darned. It's 8 24-packs of hot dogs. Oh, jeez. 5 cheese and 10 2-pound bags of salads. Holy jeez almighty. How much is it? $20 going 20 miles. I ain't doing that. And have to go to a business? I ain't doing that. Hell yeah, Dax, yeah. I thought that was, how fitting was that I'm picking up an order and there happens to be a Navy vet. I mean, see how, and then the thing is, then I delivered to an Army guy, Army soldier, yesterday. Now, Dax, this is what I'm talking about. Watch this. I go and give that Navy veteran, your wife retired yesterday. I just out of the blue ran into a Navy veteran. I gave him $10 for his meal. And then later last night, I delivered to an Army soldier and he gave me a $10 tip. See how it works? See how life works like that? He gave me a $10 tip for going out of my way for him. I wasn't going to accept it because, again, he's military. But he said, hey, for your inconvenience coming all the way out here and having to deal with that, he goes, here's $10. So he gave me a $10 bill. So I got my $10 back. That now I can take that $10 and I can pay it forward again. I mean, I don't just talk about it. I do it. And I did that on my live stream. Last night I didn't live stream the soldier, but I did that. But close enough, I just respect him wanting his space. Give me a second, I'm going to go Go to the same room as Connie. Oh, okay. Dean, that was nice. Yeah, Ma Dukes. Yep. I understand, Ma. I worded that one. Okay, you're with Connie. Yeah, Connie, in honor of you retiring, I appreciate your service. And then also, I ran into a veteran, Navy veteran yesterday, and I paid for his lunch. So since I couldn't buy your lunch yesterday, in honor of you, look at the coincidence that I don't call it a coincidence, but look what I end up running into a Navy vet, and I paid for his lunch yesterday. And then I ran into a soldier, Army soldier, later last night, and he gave me the $10 back. so I'm gonna buy another Army or whoever, another veteran. What is this? Okay. So again, I appreciate your service there, Connie. Thank you very much. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a Bizet and Ma Dukes. Normally it's like 25 gallons of milk. Normally it's gallons of milk I'm having to take to that daycare. Go feed them kids. Yeah, no, I ain't feeding them kids. That's awesome, Mean Dean. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yvonne, good morning, Yvonne. Thank you for service, Connie. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, how fitting was that, man? I couldn't have planned that out any better. Any better. Dax was saying he was getting off there, and then it was right around lunchtime. I ran into that Navy veteran. He just out of the blue, I picked an order up at KFC, and he happened to be just sitting there eating. Yeah, milk makes more sense than hot dogs, exactly. Well, and then 10 bags of salad. 10 bags of salad, hot dog. They're probably having a benefit, I would say. They're probably having a cookout. That's why they had all that hot dogs. Most likely that's what it was. They were having a benefit. There was a benefit going on yesterday. I don't know what it was about, though. I mean, I like going to benefits. Now, I won't eat the food generally unless it's something that I may eat. But I'll go to benefits and just donate money. If it's something other than this one children's hospital that I'll never support because they almost killed my daughter. So I mean, people are always like, oh well, it might be different now, blah blah blah, whatever. No, I don't care. I'm still going to hold them accountable because they almost killed my daughter. So I mean, call it hold a grudge, call it whatever. Things may have changed with it, whatever. No, I'm still not doing it. All right, guys, let's see if I get this match. Here. This is going to amazing order. I got it. Get out of here, folks. $38 Uber Eats. $38 Uber Eats order. It better not be no damn catering order, though. Hold on, let's see what it is here. I guess I better look at the order here. 3 orange juices, 3 apple juices, 2 chocolate milks, and a 12-pack of cookies, 2 brownies. Holy shit, what all are they getting here? It might as well be a catering order, damn. An Americana and a bagel. $25 miles. It's a 25-mile run for $38. I'm doing it. We got it. We're doing it. I mean, I can't get on DoorDash, so. Oh, wait a minute. DoorDash gonna let me on? Hold on now. Wait a minute, DoorDash. Hold on here. You gonna let me on? No, you're not gonna let me on, are you? Yeah, you are. Okay, guess what? You're gonna be paused. I'm pausing you. I'm doing this $38 order. Hopefully it's not tip bait, and hopefully it's not a fake order. So we got two scenarios here. Two scenarios. Oh, you had Dax instead of Dean. Hot dog solid mix. It must be a family day thing. Yeah, that's what I was thinking there, Ma Dukes. Yeah, they usually have like benefits, to help the help for like supplies and stuff like that. That little daycare place. It used to be a learning center, like a Head Start or something. I don't know what they used to call it. I used to call it a Head Start. It was like the pre-kindergarten, before you went to kindergarten type thing. Now, I went to a Christian church. I went to, no, I take that back. It wasn't Christian. I did that when I was in school. I went to the Christian one because they had a youth program where they had basketball and swimming pool and all that stuff in that youth program. But the preschool or whatever, I don't know what they called it, Head Start. I mean, they used to call it Head Start. I don't know what they call it now, but that's where I met my best friend that passed away. That's where I met him. Our moms met. What was crazy is our moms met in the hospital, having our sisters at the same time. Like, my sister was born, and then after midnight, his sister was born. But we didn't meet each other until we went to the Head Start together. He was a couple years older than me. So I was there at like, I don't know, it was after my father unlifed himself at like 4. I think I was there like age 4, 5, and 6. And then he was there like 6 years old, and then he went to kindergarten. He was held back because of how his birthday was. Wasn't held back, but he couldn't start school. Where am I going? Oh, Panera. Okay. They want to bring in more snotty-nosed kids. Yeah, exactly. Recruiting them. Damn, Dean, sorry that happened with your baby girl. Yeah, Bizet, yeah. She was paralyzed. She had Guillain-Barré syndrome. I don't know if anybody knows what that is. But, I mean, again, people can have their faith or belief, or, I don't talk openly about religion and stuff. But I was placed in a position to where, had I not taken that job in Louisville, it was in Louisville, Kentucky, and I was a Dollar General manager. So I went and done the course and stuff, did my training down there in Kentucky, and then I took over the struggling store in the ghetto there in Bardstown. And I mean, I'm saying these stuff like anybody really knows where it's at, but if they know, then they know. But anyway, and I was down there, and my daughter was was she in Tennessee? No, she was in northern Indiana. I think she was in northern Indiana, like near Michigan border, basically Michigan border. And they, I can't remember. She's at my ex had so many husbands and so many boyfriends after me. I can't keep it straight. But anyway, my daughter was with her, and she woke up one Sunday morning and she couldn't walk. And they thought she was faking it because, they just always thought that about my youngest daughter. Now, I didn't, but my ex and her new boyfriend or whoever, husband, whichever one it was. And so they took her to the hospital, and the hospital couldn't figure out what was wrong with her, so they, didn't lifeline her, but basically, took her in an ambulance up to the children's hospital. And I had the option. She could have came to Louisville and been at one of the children's hospitals, one of the better children's hospitals in Louisville. And I fought to have her put there, but because I was close to her, or to that hospital, my ex was like, no. I mean, even the hospital they went to wasn't even close to her. It was the same distance. But yet, because it was closer to me, she wanted to make sure. That's how vindictive my exes were. They kept my kids from me as much as they could. So they put her in that hospital. Well, then they just poked and probed and experimented on her and tried all kinds of stuff and all this stuff. They thought she was faking it. I mean, they were jabbing her with needles and stuff in her legs and stuff, thinking that she was faking not being able to walk and be able to feel. But she was paralyzed, from the waist down. She couldn't have no control over valves or anything. 10 years old. She was 10 years old at the time. And I'm like, 2.5 hours away. And I'm just like freaking out, I'm still having to work. I'm trying to figure out, I got my kids up in the hospital, can't walk. I'm like freaking out, trying to figure out what in the heck to do about it. I feel so bad. My pup drank water, but he won't eat his food. I give him milk bones. He'll eat those. He suffers from separation anxiety. Yeah, that's true. They will. Dogs will do that. Yep. They didn't have pre-K and K programs. They were grandfathered in the first grade at 5 because of my birthday being the day before the cattle. Oh, you got lucky, yeah. You got lucky. Yeah, I skipped everything, went straight to first grade. They tried to send me to kindergarten, and then I called the teacher names, got sent to the principal's office at the very first time because she was scary. I was scared of her. So I called her names, and they sent me to the principal's office. What? Damn jackass. Freaking jackass. 70 miles an hour passing, swerving. But yeah, she, that's so sad. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She, so I'm down there in Louisville still trying to work, because I just started that job down there. I just took over that store and everything. So I was like freaking out and stuff. And then this, Yvonne, this is the story, the moral of the story, right? Okay. I met 2 different people at 2 different times during working there, right? That were customers that came in there. And again, this is like going on for weeks, that these doctors are poking and probing and using her as a guinea pig. Oh, well, we're going to try this. We're going to shoot her up with this medicine, that medicine and stuff. And I'm just like freaking out because they're just like have no idea what's going on, why she can't walk or, use the bathroom on her own or nothing. And they're just experimenting on her. And just shooting her with all kinds of drugs and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like freaking out, like, am I going to have to quit my job and go up there and take care of this? And the state had authority over my daughter. I had no authority whatsoever. I lost all my authority because of the state, right? Because it's a mother state. So no matter what I did, they could have escorted me out of there. They could have thrown me in jail, trespassing or anything, because I had no authority over my daughter. So I'm down there in Louisville going through all that, what I'm going through, trying to, freaking out about my daughter. This is my baby too, So I'm like, man, this is just nuts. And then I ran into 2 different customers at 2 different incidences, right? And they both told me scenarios of things that had happened to their relatives. And we're, hold on, you can't just come out here in the middle of the road here. Oh my gosh, they got 3 officers got this car pulled over, and this guy's just going to come out here and pull out in the middle of the road. Dude, you just had the detour. Foreign guy. He didn't know what he was doing. And they both tell me the story of their relatives, right? One of them was their dad, and one of them was their uncle. 2 different incidences, 2 different times. They're telling me these stories, right? Out of the blue, they just tell me these stories. I have no idea why they even told me or not. I mean, I have an idea, but they tell me these stories. Well, then the one that was his father had the exact same scenario that my daughter was in. And he says, I guarantee you, if you look up Guillain-Barré syndrome, he goes, I would almost bet everything on it that's what your daughter has. And that there is this guy just, dude, this guy just walking out. Now we got a pedestrian just walking out in the middle of the street here. What the hell, dude? Oh my God, is this Freaky Friday or what? This guy just, oh, I'm just going to walk out in the middle of the road here. Not, who cares if anybody stops or don't stop? What in the Sam hell's going on? So I call my ex up, and I said, hey, you need to check out this Guillain-Barré syndrome. She tried to put it off or whatever, and I said, look, I'm gonna send you all of this information that I had collected that day. I mean, I was like Googling stuff, so I sent her a whole file of stuff, and she gave it to the doctor, and within 5 days, my daughter was 5 days of once they started the treatment for that, within 5 days, my daughter was walking. And she had already been up there a month. And after I sent all that information, the doctor didn't want to believe it because he didn't know nothing about it. But I sent him all the research documents and everything. Literally within 24 hours, I found all this information out once I met those two individuals. And I did all the research. I downloaded all the files. I sent all that to my ex and said, hey, you need to give these documents to these doctors. And they looked them over, and the next day they started the treatment, and then within 5 days, my daughter was walking. Right, had her ready. Had her ready. I don't like the idea of that coffee though. All right. Yep. So Guillain-Barré syndrome was what they had. Let's see. Alright, so glad she finally started walking again. Wow, I understand why you're deep into research. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Yvonne. I mean, I've been like that all my life. I've always been a nerd when it comes to doing research on stuff. I mean, I've been struck by lightning twice and I had to try to figure that out. How in the hell I survived that? And then, I mean, I got bullied all my life, so I pretty much stayed to myself. So all I did was just research different stuff. I mean, I was going to become a psychologist. Psychologist, psychiatric doctor. I was going to do all that, but I seen how much work it was and how many years of school and, tens of thousands of dollars that you got to pay for them to give me the knowledge, for them to give me a piece of paper that I can figure out the knowledge of my own. And so I did that. I mean, I studied, Eastern philosophies and different religious texts, and I started doing all that stuff when I was young. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to accept the fact that, they were just going to poke and probe and whatever on my daughter. I mean, because they were just shooting her with all kinds of stuff. We should all be doctors, yeah. Well, I mean, we are in a way, though, Bizet, if you think about it. If you on some type of eating regimen, or you figure out what types of foods, I mean, you can all be doctors on yourselves. But had I not been put into that position of being at that store at that time when those two customers happened to be there, again, people could call it a coincidence, or religious type stuff or spiritual type stuff. You can. I mean, I'm thankful. I'm very blessed and very thankful that I've been able to was put in that position. Mel, hey Mel, good morning. Good morning, Mel. It was a blessing that we lived 20 minutes from Boston. The Children's Hospital was in the top 3, and my kid had some of the best doctors. I loved that medical library they had. There you go, Mal Dukes. Yeah, see, I mean, and I was, I was well over 100 miles away from my daughter. And it was like I was pulling my brain, my hair out, because one, I was restricted from the state to even have access to my daughter. If my ex said that I couldn't be around my kids, then that was the word. I would have to hire an attorney, fight the judge, fight the court, and everything, because they only allowed me to have them certain days of the year, because that's what she wanted. I mean, I talked to my kids all years and years and years on speakerphone, because she wanted to hear every word that was said, to make sure that I didn't say something that she didn't want them to hear. Both my exes was like that with my kids. I never brought no other women around my kids except for the one that I was engaged to, and then we were going to get married after 6 years. And it wasn't until after like 4 months that we were dating before I ever even brought her around my kids. But I never brought other women around my kids. I didn't feel that it was appropriate. One, I still was under the thing that, they were my wives until I was put under. So I didn't feel comfortable bringing just random women around my kids. And then, but they didn't care. They had multiple boyfriends, multiple husbands. I mean, they both been married. Both my exes been married like 4 times. And had numerous boyfriends in and out of the household with the kids and everything. But me, I didn't do that. I couldn't. I just couldn't do it. I didn't want to bring a bunch of women around my kids and have that, especially I had daughters. I had 4 daughters. So it's like I didn't want that impression to see that, hey, their dad's got, all these women in and out and stuff. I mean, I dated. Don't get me wrong. I definitely dated. I had imaginary friends. I was an only child from my mom and dad, and they were married and had 1 kid apiece, but I was 10 and 13 before that happened. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was just me and my sister growing up. And then, again, I told the story before, if no one's known about it. You know, I grew up in the ghetto and the projects and stuff, and even though I'm a white person, that doesn't mean I was one of the very few white people in my neighborhood when I grew up. And it was at the time where it wasn't acceptable for, my mom to be dating the different people that she was dating. And so, my sister is mixed. So when it comes to the racial shit, it really offends me when people start talking about that shit. Because I grew up like that. So, it wasn't ever accepted. So we were, our family, my mom was like, we were already outcast anyway. And I got bullied and picked on all the time too, because, my mom was white and she wasn't white people. So I got picked on all the time because of that. Because again, I grew up in it wasn't accepted. At least not in, rural towns. So I just always kept to myself. Even though I'd get out and, skateboard, rollerblade, and all that. I mean, I was doing tricks on skateboards before Tony Hawk anybody even knew anything about Tony Hawk. I was doing all kinds of stuff. And when BMX stuff, who is it? David Morale or whatever his name is. I think that's what his name is. Before he was doing the tricks on the BMX, all that stuff. Man, we were building ramps and building, half pipes and all that stuff. They weren't called half pipes back then, but I was doing all that kind of stuff. Handstands on skateboards and doing, tricks on bikes and stuff like that. We was doing all that stuff way before that anybody ever even knew about that kind of stuff. Yeah, exactly, Yvonne. Yeah. I mean, I got married at 19. I got married, had kids at 19. So, I mean, it wasn't, I mean, people think that, oh yeah, you must have kids early or whatever. Not really. I mean, 19, to me, that was acceptable. I had a job, I was out of school, I had my own place. I mean, I had worked since I was 12 on a W-2. I've had W-2 jobs since I was 12 years old. So it wasn't like that I didn't have a job. I was working since I was 12. Had to support my drinking habit. Because I was drinking and burning trees and smoking cigarettes at 12 years old. So I started all that stuff early. And doing the fun stuff, at the time that we were considered fun. At 12 years old. Your aunt married a black man, so it was introduced to the family before me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we were ridiculed, and, even in the communities that we lived, because of it. Like I said, I was one of the only few white people. It was only me and two other guys that were white. That, we were all like a gang, basically. I mean, that's why my mom sent me to the farm when school was out during the summertime. Every summer I'd go to the farm because she wanted me to get away from the gangs, because if not, I'd have been in the gangs. I'd been, doing all the gang stuff. So she's like, no, I'm going to send you to the farm that way. One, she needed a babysitter while she worked during the summertime. So she didn't want to leave me at the house because I'd had everybody over at the house because we'd had the house to ourselves. So she always sent me to the farm. That way my grandma could watch us, babysit us, while she worked. I mean, my mom always worked. At least 1, 2, 3, who knows how many jobs she would have. She always worked. It's driving her nuts now that she can't go to work. She literally wants to go to work right now. And they're like, lady, you got a cast on there and a two steel plates holding your foot together. You can't go to work right now. She stayed in bed all the other day when I took her to Walmart. I mean, it wore her out so bad she had to sleep all day. She had to stay in, well, not sleep all day, but had to stay in bed all day to recuperate just from going to Walmart and back. Well, we went to the bank, but the bank, then Walmart, done her shopping and stuff. It's only 14 miles to this order. I thought it was further than that. It was $38. Oh, no wonder it's going to a hotel. Dang it. Meet at the door. Oh, great. Please put in front of the door. Meet at the door, but leave at the door. Thank you. Appreciate it. Jeez almighty. You had your firstborn at 19. Yeah, I did too. Yeah. 19, I was married. Then I had all three kids. I had property all bought and paid for, vehicles, motorcycle, had everything all bought and paid for. The American dream that most people have grown to believe as the American dream. I had it all at 23 years old. Had everything paid for. But it wasn't my wife's dream at the time. Hers was have an affair with an older man and get money. That's what her idea of the American dream was, I guess. Nieces, hey, Nieces, good morning, good morning. Johnny here? Oh, Johnny, I didn't see you. Appreciate you. Would have been nice. Mike, hey, Mike. Appreciate you stopping in this morning. I'm saying hi. $38 for the holiday. Yep, $38 for this order here. Like I said, it's like 14 miles. I thought it was, and it's a hotel room, so I just leave at the door. So it should be nice. Yep. And I'll have to wait on the tips. Let's see. So that'll put me at, let's see, I done 17 plus, 17 and 16. 27.31. So 31 and 38. So $69. I'll be at $69 after this, after I drop this. $69. Not a bad way to start the morning out here for what, an hour and a half? Yeah, I just started at 7. A little bit before 7. So an hour and a half, I'll be at $69. Heck yeah. Nice way to start the Friday off. Ma's favorite number. Yeah, we're just going down the cornfields here, heading out to the cornfields. It's all highway. Yeah, I got all kinds of stories. All kinds of stories that have happened. But yeah, that was my daughter. I mean, and then less than a week, once she was able to walk after 5 days, because there's a treatment that you could do for the Guillain-Barré syndrome. And they started that treatment, and then it's a 5-day treatment. They do certain type of things, and it's kind of painful too what they got to do. But if anybody looks up what Guillain-Barré syndrome is, basically it's an infection in your spinal cord, and depending on where the infection is where you're paralyzed. So, like the one person's uncle was paralyzed from the neck down. And then you get it in the middle of the back, and that's like there's like something else when it's in the middle of your back, and then you have the lower part of your back, which is where my daughter had it at, and that's your bowels, controls your bowels and your function of your legs. And again, you want to know another twist to that story? Her mom, my ex, her mom now, my daughter that was paralyzed, she's paralyzed now. From doesn't have control of her balance, and she can't walk. And hers is due to something with her neck. She's got some kind of something in her neck, pinched nerve or nerve damage or something in her. They're still trying to figure it out. She's in a nursing home right now because her husband can't take care of her current husband. He has to go to work, so he can't take care of her. But now she's, the whole time that, 10 years later, now she's in the hospital, paralyzed. Well, not a hospital, but a nursing home. So I made it 69 in a couple of decades, and I forgot how to count. Yeah, exactly. LMO, day complete. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, and again, isn't it, how they try to keep me from my daughter and experiment on my daughter and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, 10 years later, now my wife, her mother, is paralyzed. Now, she don't have Guillain-Barré syndrome. At least I don't think. I mean, they may have never even checked her for it. I mean, I tried talking to her about her current husband is, he's intimidated by me. I mean, they both came to my job several times while I was at work at my job to try to get me to sign my rights over to my kids. Multiple times they came to my job threatening me to do it. I'm like, I'm not signing my rights to my kids over. I don't care what you say. They're going to pay me money and everything. Oh, you don't have to worry about child support, and we'll pay you, some money to, just sign your rights over so I can adopt them. I'm like, I'm not signing my rights over to my kids. You got me crazy. You've done lost it. You think I'm signing my rights over to my kids? When you're the one having an affair, sleeping with all these different men and stuff, and you want me to give up rights to my kids? No, I'm not doing it. I mean, there was questions of whether or not they were even my kids. But I never went to get paternity tests to make sure they were my kids because I was there when they came out, and I felt like I raised them for 10 years, and I felt like they were my kids. Then they're my kids. I wasn't going to disrupt their, part of their life if they weren't. My bestie from high school had Guillain-Barré. It destroyed her immune system, nerves, shot to crab. It caused her to go blind too. Yeah, that's what the one guy's dad was, because they couldn't treat him in time. Shot out, that's underlying health issues. Yeah, my daughter has autoimmune deficiencies. Yeah, she was born a preemie. She was born 3 pounds 3 ounces. I literally could put her in the palm of my hand. Yeah, she was born 6 weeks premature. And that's the same daughter, the youngest daughter. And like I said, there was still questions of whether or not those two were my daughters anyway, because my wife had been, sleeping around the whole time, most of the marriage. Again, I didn't have no idea. I was just dumb. I was a dummy, I mean, the crazy part about my second wife is her and her sister were having a contest to see who could get pregnant first and have a baby first before their father died. I mean, that was the sad part about that story, about my second ex-wife. Her and her sister both were trying to get pregnant and have a baby first. So their dad, he was dying of cancer. Before he died, he wanted to be able to see his grandchildren. They wanted to have a baby So they were sleeping around with every single person they could. Well, I got involved because I already had 3 kids from my first marriage. So I was like, okay, well, he's fertile, so I was, I didn't know at the time, but I felt like I was targeted after I found out that that's what they were doing. Well, her sister, one, basically had the baby first, and she done the same thing. She was just sleeping around with whoever to try to get pregnant to have a baby before their father passed away. So he got to see the grandson before. I mean, the twisted part about it is that grandson is the nephew, right? So it's the nephew of my second ex-wife. And it's also her son-in-law. Because the guy she's married to now, his daughter is married to her, the nephew. Yeah, that's how and they got a baby together. So my ex-wife is the step grandma and the step mom to her nephew and her great nephew. Yeah, pretty wild part of that story. But yeah, they were having a contest. Kaylee, firstborn was adopted by your ex-husband. The biological dad never found out. Yeah. I mean, I accepted them whether they were or not. I just accepted them. I paid all child support for decades. I paid child support to the state for 20 years. 10 years to the first one, 10 years to the second. Kaylee. Good morning. Everybody saying hello to Kaylee. Yeah, that's very messed up about that story. About my ex. Second ex. Now, she's still married to that husband, which is like her 4th husband. 3rd, 4th, I don't know how many husbands she's been married to after me. And then my first one's getting a divorce from her like 4th husband. And both their moms, I mean, my first ex-wife's mom, she's been married like 4 times. I mean, it's wild. It's wild how all the different situations are with it. I'm telling you, I got stories, man. It's wild stories. I mean, that's why I say writing a book wouldn't do no good. I mean, I'd have so many pages of a book, it'd be unreal. I could make mini-series out of different things that have happened in my life. Crazy. Just that incident right there with my daughter. That could be a book there, because with all the research I had to do, the people I ran into, and everything. I mean, I cried when I left there because I had to move closer to my daughter when she got out of the hospital. That's how that story ends. Is I had to move closer. I had to give up that store and all those people that were there that helped me, save my daughter's life. Basically, I had to give up all of that work that I done there at that store in Louisville to move closer to my daughter, so that I could at least be there for my daughter instead of being, a couple hours away. So I gave up, took lower pay, took a pay cut to move closer. And then my ex ends up leaving the state, moving away. Once I moved, transferred and everything, she ended up moving further away, almost 2 states away. Just because I was moving closer. Yeah, exactly, Yvonne. Yeah, I never, like I said, I never took a paternity test or nothing. I just raised them as they were mine. All my kids. I got a story about my first ex-wife too. What happened before we got married. And my best friend, at the time, it wasn't 40 years, but me and him was friends for over 40 years total before he passed away. But he knew about an incident with my wife which was my girlfriend at the time, and it was before we got married. And I didn't find out until a year later. They both confessed to me about what happened. Now, they didn't do anything together, not that I know of, but at least not that they admitted to. But there was another incident that had happened one night that I didn't. And I mean, it's like that when you have that feeling, something's just not right, something happened, and then people tell you you're crazy. Oh no, it's just you're just thinking that, it's just in your mind or what, all that. I went through that for 2 marriages. People calling me, even before I got married, my first wife. People were telling me I was crazy. It's just in your head. You're just paranoid. You're just thinking that and all this shit. And then come to find out it was true. Yeah. Come to find out it was actually true. I mean, not necessarily what happened, but I knew something had happened, but they were just telling me I was crazy. And guess what? I wasn't crazy. I was right. It's happened multiple dozen times in my life. Or people call me crazy. Oh no, you're just making it up. You're just thinking that's just you're paranoid. You're just thinking of it. Nope. Come to find out, it was actually true. All right, we're going to have to go. Meet at the door, but leave at the door. Hey, Sonny. Good morning. Good morning. Home. Good morning. I always wanted to be. Let's see. I sucked all my kiddos. Let's see. right, Maldi. Well, I mean, all my kids are with my married wives. I married them, then we had kids. And again, I said if they were my kids, because they were having affairs. my gosh, that coffee smells so good. Throw my other bag back here while this bag dries. Get married again, yes. What are you guys talking about? Not getting married again? Oh, look, you guys talking away here. Your mom was 17. Your dad was 21. Mom was 17 too. That was $35 base pay. Kaylee, you just coming in, and Sonny, I just got a $38 15 mile, well, it's 14 something, but basically 15 mile run for 38 bucks. One customer bringing them some Panera bread to a hotel. That's what this order was. Yes, trust your gut. Yeah, exactly. I should have trusted my gut, but I'm always, I mean, I'm a Pisces, so I've always doubted myself. Many things. It's insane, yeah. I married and divorced my husband 3 times. Yeah, I'll say. Right. It's horrible to say that you didn't like your dad. Yeah, I never knew my dad. He unlifed himself when I was 4. So he was never around. And, you know, I got bullied about that all my life, too, saying it was my fault. The reason he wasn't here anymore. I think if I get married to Josh and it doesn't work out, I'm going to not get married no more. Yeah. I mean, I'd say I'll never get married again, but, I mean, I'm open to getting married again. I wouldn't mind. I like the idea of marriage. I like the idea of just two people. Sonny says, I'll never get married again. No, Johnny, I don't like my dad now. Yeah, I know. It's marry someone else, but his alcohol is more important. Yeah. Anytime somebody's got some kind of situations like that going on, it's definitely different, definitely hard. I mean, I was on drugs and I was on drugs and drinking and everything else, both marriages that I was in. The whole time before and during and afterwards, up until I quit. Relationships are. Yeah, exactly. Marriage and relationships are supposed to be work. They're not just a piece of paper. You're supposed to work on it. Piece of paper that the state and government. Yeah, exactly, Maldukes. I've said that. You know, with my divorce, it was the state made me sign the piece of paper. You know, it wasn't my choice to get divorced. As stupid as it may sound with them having affairs and stuff, I mean, I took it serious when I said until death do me part. You know, I took it serious, but you know, the state made me sign a piece of paper saying we were divorced. Yeah, exactly. Doesn't require a piece of paper, but the state makes you, which is stupid. Yeah, you can be married in spirit. I mean, there's nothing wrong with 2 people being married in spirit. I mean, good spirit, bad spirit, or spirits, you know, having alcohol or whatever, like my mom's relationship. It's been with the same guy. I call him my stepdad, but they're not officially married, but they've been together over 30 years. And they've had, you know, rocky, you know, she's kicked him out several times, but right now he's got nowhere to go. He literally has nothing without my mom. She provides everything for him. He just provides money. That's it. Doesn't do anything else for my mother. I mean, I do more for my mom than what he does, and he's her, you know, boyfriend. Never talked to you, gave you a hug once. Yeah. See, my kids, all 5 of my kids, I was there when they came out into the world. I held them. I changed their diapers. I gave them baths. I fed them. I did all that. I did all that stuff. Because my wives didn't want to breastfeed. So they tried breastfeeding for a while, and then they decided they didn't want to breastfeed because it was too much work for them. They didn't want to have anything to do with it. So that they had me that was doing everything. I was working and taking care of the kids. She was just basically babysitting them while I was at work, making sure they didn't get hurt, you know. But she would literally, both my ex-wives would literally leave shitty diapers on them until I got home to change them. They would not change their shitty diapers. Wouldn't give them baths. Wouldn't give. Yeah, I mean, but yet the state said they could take it from me, you know, after 10 years of me taking care of them. I mean, I did all the cooking. You know, my wives didn't want for nothing. I did all the cooking. I did all the cleaning. I did all the, housework, yard work. And I worked. And I worked a job. And I'd come home, take care of the kids, fix dinner for everybody. When my wives wanted to go to work, so they wanted to get away from the house and the kids. They didn't want to have to deal with them. So, and that's when they were having affairs, was when they were away from the house. And I was, that's with the house, watching the kids, taking care of the kids and stuff. I mean, I gave them baths, got them ready for school the next morning, got their lunches made. I did all that stuff for 10 years of the marriage. And that was, they wanted money. They didn't want to be around the kids. So my wife would be coming home from work. I'd run her bath waters. I mean, both my wives run their bath waters, have their clothes laid out, have their their pajamas laid out, have their clothes work. I mean, I did all that stuff. I did all that stuff. What would happen if I refused to sign for the state? Well, I had no choice. I had no choice, because they're going to send me to jail. They're going they said, well, I could have fought, and they said, well, if you get you an attorney, you can fight, okay? But the judge flat out told me it's a mother state, and the mothers have all the rights. So it's like, I mean, and I was homeless. I was living in my car. Got kicked out of my own property. Had police come and escort me off of my own property. So that's why when I tell people that you think you own property or whatever, you don't own it. The government can come and take you off of your property. They literally came and escorted me off of my property that was paid for. 5 acres I had bought and paid for, had the deed to the place and everything. And I wasn't behind in property tax. I had everything was paid for. And the officers literally came to me and said, we're escorting you, pack whatever you can get. The rest of the stuff will be settled in court. And they came and escorted me to make sure that I, took what they thought. I mean, they literally sat there and watched me pack my bags and pack it into my car, and I moved into my car off of my own. I mean, it was, yeah, they were threatening to take me to jail for trespassing. I'm like, how can I be trespassing on my own property? I mean, that's how bad it was. That's how bad it was. So people say, oh yeah, I'll stand up, and they're gonna have to come and take it from me or whatever. But yeah, okay. Okay. I mean, I couldn't allow that to happen for my kids. It was my kids' property that they were brought home from the hospital on, and I couldn't allow it to be a situation like that. For me, I couldn't allow it. I mean, I could have fought, but like I said, the state, I didn't have money for an attorney or nothing. I just lost everything. I ain't losing my job because I didn't have a home to go to, so I had to end up moving everything into my car, and then I moved into my car, and then I found other jobs after that. But I basically lost every single thing that I ever had in my life that I cared about. My wife, my kids, my property. I had every single thing. I had to pack it all in a car and go live in a car. And then because I was going through that mentally, it was challenging for me as well, mentally. And the job was like, wasn't sympathetic towards nothing. They were just like, hey, we need you to show up to work. And I just like, look, I'm not in the state of mind to show up to go to work right now. I just lost every single thing in my life. This job is the last thing I give two shits about. To them, you know, hey, you got to show up. You know, you're a W-2 employee. You got to show up. You're not showing up for 3 days in a row, and you don't have a doctor's statement and all this shit. You know, well, guess what? You're fired. But I quit. They didn't fire me. I quit. Because I flat out told him, I said, look, I can't. You know, at the time, I didn't know about, you know, there were gyms around to go showers at. I mean, I just wasn't in the mental state to go. It's like, look, I just lost my whole life. I can't go and work a job right now. I got to get my mental state together for at least a few days. And they wouldn't allow me. They said, no, well, 3 days, you're out of here. I'm like, well, F you then. I'll go find another job. And I did, of course. And lived out of my car for about 4 months before I got me a place. And then the state wanted to come after me. They're like, hey, you got to get a place because you got to be able to get your kids for visitation. I'm like, damn, I just went through all this stuff right now, and you guys are worried about me getting a place right now. Shit, I can't afford it. You're taking 60% of my damn paycheck. They took 60% of my paycheck for 20 years. Every paycheck I had, the state took 60% of it. And I had to try to live off 40% of my paycheck. And I'm working all these hours and everything. And then to try to get a place, I'm like, I just had a place, bought and paid for. And now I got to try to rent a place with nothing. I mean, no address, no car, no job, no address, nothing. I had to try to figure all that stuff out. I mean, that was crazy. Oh, you had to leave the doggy. Oh, Yvonne, poor thing. Yeah, they were going to keep me from my kids. They were going to like, okay, we'll just give her all rights to your kids. You can sign it was either to sign the divorce papers or sign all my rights over to my kids. And I'm like, no, I'm not signing the judge tried to get me to sign my rights over to my kids at the time of the divorce. I'm like, no, I'm not signing my rights over to my kids. And then, like I said, years later, this, new guy, the boyfriend or whatever, they were going to get married. So that's when they come to my job and was like, look, we'll pay you to sign the rights over so he can adopt them. I'm like, I am not signing the rights over to my kids. Then they tried to cause trouble at my job and everything. I'm telling you, I've been through some shit, man. It's and for nothing. I mean, what was the purpose of that? What was the whole end game purpose of it? I mean, my kids don't even talk to me now because I've been blamed all their life. Since the divorce, I left them. Oh, your dad don't want nothing to do with you, and the whole stories go about all this. Like I said, anytime I ever talked to my kids after the divorce, it was all on speakerphone with the new boyfriend right there next to it, making sure I didn't say anything out of whack that they didn't agree with. And then if I did mention something, oh, hey, we got to go. We're getting ready to do something. We're getting ready to eat. They're getting ready to take a shower. It was always some excuse anytime I brought something up about it. The bullshit. They don't care, Dean. Everyone's just a number. Yeah, exactly, John. I mean, like I said, the state took 60% out of every single one of my paychecks for 20 years. Over 20 years, actually. About 22 years. Yeah, I mean, it started after my first marriage, 10 10 years, and then after my second marriage for 10 years. Or second divorce, basically. I was paying both child supports at one time. Child supports on the first one. My daughter was married and had kids, and I was still paying some current support on them. They still were taking 60% of my paycheck out. And I even showed them. I showed them my daughter's marriage certificate and everything. And they said, well, there's nothing we can do about it because the law states until the last child of the three is over 19 years old, or unless they're 24 and in college, you got to still pay the full amount. And I'm like, man, this is bullshit. So I've struggled with trying to just survive, given, on 40% of my paycheck. That's why it was a big accomplishment last year when I paid off my last major debt, and now I have pretty much all of, the opposite now. 60% of my paycheck now, and then only 40% goes to living off of it. So that's why it was a big accomplishment last year when I did that. I celebrated 16 years of being clean and sober. I paid off that last major debt, and I put myself in a position now that I'm very blessed to be where I'm at now. As much as I've been through, I wouldn't wish it on nobody. I would not wish what I've been through on nobody. And like I said, most of my stories is you hear about the female happens to the female. The abuse. Because both my marriages I was abused. I was abused growing up. I was abused, bullied, and I was also physically and other types of abuse growing up. And you normally hear those stories, about females that go through that. But me, as a male, I went through a lot of that stuff. All right, so that 38, did that tip come through? No, it hasn't come through yet. I'm not saying it's $38. Now what? Now what are you trying to say? Oh, okay. I thought they was trying to say I already got that. I thought it was a $38 base fee. Yeah, I guess that's what they're saying. All right, $38 base fee. Church parking. I wish attorneys weren't so expensive. A lot of the folks get screwed from not. Yeah, because she had the judge and the prosecutor on her side. Both my wives. I done 90 days straight in jail. Straight 90 days in jail because I called the judge out. I didn't call him out. He called himself out. Because he said, well, this is the first time you've been to court on child support? I said, yes, Your Honor, it is. And he's like, I don't believe you, because he didn't believe me. And the reason I was in jail was over a clerical error. The county clerk made a mistake, and I was in jail because of it. And then I called I told the judge, this is my first time ever being in court on child support. And he's like, he didn't believe me. He called me a liar in court. And he turns to the prosecutor and says, is he telling the truth? Is this the first appearance that he's made for child support? And the prosecutor agreed with me and said, yes, Your Honor, this is the first time he's been to court on child support. He goes, bam, hit the gavel down because I made him look like a liar and a fool. He hit the gavel down and said 90 days straight for contempt. He held me in contempt because I didn't call him a liar, but I told him that no, Your Honor, this is the first time I've been here. He said it wasn't. I said, yes, it was. I disagreed with him. Well, because I disagreed with him and called him out, he gave me 90 days straight to do in jail. So I had to do 90 days in jail because I called him out on his mistake, and I was in jail on the mistake of the clerk. Yeah. It was crazy. It was crazy. Uh-oh, here we go. What we got? What? let's see what it's doing here. What are you doing? What are you talking about? Now DoorDash is acting up now. Now I gotta see what DoorDash is doing here. What are you doing here, DoorDash? I'm telling you, I've been through some shit. I've been in like 5 different types of jails. Now, some of it was my fault. I'm not saying none of it was my fault. Some of it was, but not that time it wasn't. It was because of their clerical error. Yeah, that clerical error cost me $19,600, roughly $19,500 and some change. And almost cost me 8 years in prison. And then they finally found out, and then I pled to 6 years. Or 8, it was 18 years total. And they gave me time served and then 6 years minus time served. And still never admitted that they had made the mistake. I mean, they did, but never anywhere did I get any lenience for it because I pled to try to get out of jail because I was looking at 8 years in prison. And I'm like, man, over a clerical error, over an error that the county clerk made the error and admitted later on after it was all said and done, admitted that they had made the mistake. But it was cost me $19,000 and over 100 and something days in jail. 106 days, I think I spent in jail. I made poor choices. I had to accept and understand that I had poor judgment. I had a type. Yeah. Sorry, ladies. The man wins 8 times out of 10 and that type of thing. The guy gets screwed. Mixed child support with the state having a say-so in its equal as ass-backwards set of ridiculous rules that benefit nobody, especially not the children's best interest. Yeah, Ma Dukes, because it just made it more difficult on me. I mean, they were going to throw me in jail because I wasn't providing a place for me to have them 2 weeks after I got kicked off of my own property. They expected me to start having a place within 2 weeks when I just lost every single thing, every asset. The only thing I had was the title to my car. And they expected me, they's like, well, if you can't provide a place, then we're just going to have you just give up all your rights and you'll never have visitation. You'll have supervised visitation when it's appropriate for the mother. And I was just like, man, how much more could a person get screwed over? Their wife has an affair, and the husband is the one that gets punished like that. It was just totally ridiculous. But if it could happen to anybody, it would happen to me. And then to take 60% of every one of my paychecks for, 2 decades. Because the wives didn't want to work either. Or, ex-wives. They didn't want to work. Because they knew they were getting 60% of my paycheck. And the house, I mean, again, I tell the story, about my second ex-wife, about what went on with my daughter being paralyzed. And then now that wife is paralyzed 10 years later. And with a husband that can't take care of her, so he put her in a nursing home. None of the kids are, living at home now to take care of her or nothing. They're all out on their own now. My first ex-wife, going through her, 4th divorce or whatever it is, however many it is. She's going through that and stuff. And she did all of that to lose our property and stuff, to marry a guy, took his money, built her a house on that property, a brand new house, big, huge house, went into a mortgage debt after having it all paid for, and then lost it all to foreclosure after she divorced him. So she doesn't have none of that. And now she's divorced again, and they got to sell the property that her and her new husband, or fourth husband, or whatever it is. Again, I don't keep track of it. But again, I'm still at the same spirit that if they ever called me up and they needed something, I still would help them. Because they, again, I still take it as they were my wives, no matter how bad that they done me. I mean, they're the mother of my children. I can't. I would never want to wish the things that happened to me on anybody. That's why I'm cautious when when I'm with people. I would never want to do nobody wrong like that. I mean, I've been done wrong all my life. I wouldn't want that to happen to somebody, another individual, ever. That's why I, like sharing my stories and stuff. It's like, man, I would not want nobody to go through what I went through, ever. Oh, I see why they had me there. Oh, shoot, no wonder. They had me going to a whole different zone. I don't know if anybody got the new Spark update. But I got a new Spark update that says now they're going to give priority to region if you're in the region instead of in the parking lot of the. They said if you're in the parking lot, you still may not get the offer. But if you're within a mile of the parking lot, you would have a chance to get the priority orders. I got an update this morning that said that. I wonder if I still have that notification. I can't remember where I got it at. I think I got it in an email. Oh, no wonder why they was wanting me. Oh, it's not busy right now where I'm at. That's why. I hear you, Johnny. I wasn't perfect, but I had to do a deep dive on my part and my choices. Yeah, exactly, Macy's. Yeah, I mean, you got to when you're in situations, you got to do certain situations. To throw a parent in jail because they can't pay is an oxymoron. Maul Dukes, when I was in jail that one time when he gave me 100 straight days. When I was in jail that time, the guy I was in there with was $73,000 behind in child support, and he wasn't in there. He was in there for drug charges. He wasn't in there for child support. But he had been to court numerous times on child support, and they still allowed him to be out on the streets to deal, whatever he was doing with drug situation. But he wasn't in there for that. $73,000 he was behind in child support. And they didn't charge him for nothing on child support. They were more concerned about the drugs. It was crazy. Yeah, I mean, they sent me to jail that time when they gave me the 100 days. I lost my job. I was paying because it was a clerical error. Instead of just saying, okay, get out, pay this difference, we'll just add it to it and you'll just pay extra every week or, every 2 weeks. I was getting paid every week. I even had a letter from my boss that I turned in to say, hey, I've got a job and everything when I get it, if I can get out of jail. He said, no, you're going to do 90 straight days. Bam. Threw the gavel down. For contempt. That was the only thing he could get me on, was contempt. And I wasn't even in contempt. That's what was messed up. But because I called him out, made him look like a dumbass in court, and the first thing he said was, 90 days. Do the gavel down. Next. I was just like, okay, so I'll do 45, double time, and get out. No, 90 days straight. So I lost my job and everything. So then I got even further behind. It was crazy. Macy's, yeah, exactly. You have a female family member who went to jail for child support after her cop ex stole the children. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what both my exes did. That's what both my exes did. They ended up taking the kids in the middle of the night while I was sleeping. I thought that she was getting them up and getting them ready for the bus. I didn't think nothing else, or was going to take him to school, because sometimes she would take him to school, both of them, and didn't. They took him and went over. The first ex-wife, when that whole incident went down, she took him and went over to that guy's house. So basically kidnapped him, And the story was, I was the bad husband, I was doing this and all. Fed them these stories all their life growing up after that. So that's my kids. We don't have a close relationship except for my oldest daughter now, and then now my oldest of my second set of daughters. We have more of a closer relationship because they both realized that their mom had lied to them the whole time growing up. My oldest daughter especially. She's like, I can't believe. She goes, now I see what mom was doing to you. My oldest daughter. She goes, now I see what mom actually was doing to you. Because when I got married the second time, she was blaming me that I was leaving my kids, abandoning my kids, and all this shit because, oh, look, he's getting married again. He's taking off. He's having another family. He don't care about you. I mean, that was the whole story they were fed when I got married the second time. Although she had boyfriends coming in and out of the house, spending the night, staying the night, multiple boyfriends, multiple guys coming in and out. But yet the story was I took off with a woman and got married and started a new family because I couldn't have them in my life. It was stupid. I will not help my second ex. He's a selfish, narcissistic bastard. He's dying of cancer and heart disease. Yeah, I mean, that's... $7 for $7. I'm not doing that. Yeah, I understand on your end of it, Sonny, though. I mean, that's on the different end. That's a different way of looking at it. I mean, my second ex is paralyzed right now, and her husband's not helping her out. I wouldn't help her out. I mean, I would think about it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I would help them out if they called me. I would think about it. I would think about it. Like, wait, this person I spent basically 12 years with each of them. 11 with the second one, 12 with the first one. And then was married for 10 years. And then, a couple of years of going through the divorce proceedings and all that shit. Like I said, the second ex-wife, it was just I felt like it was just I was part of a competition. But I didn't find out that until later on, after we were already married and had kids, that I found out that was the purpose of what they were trying to do. Now, the sad part about it is, I tell the story about my grandfather, about how he was the hero of my life, but until he passed. And my second set of kids, my two youngest kids, they never knew either one of their grandfathers because my dad unlifed himself when I was 4, so none of my kids knew my dad, that grandpa. But my first wife's dad, he was a major part in the whole time of my 3 oldest kids, but the second never knew their grandpa. They never had a grandpa in their life. So that's why right now, when I got 5 grandkids and I got 2 on the way, that's why I try to be available to them right now. It's like, look, my 2 youngest, they didn't have grandpas. Neither grandpa at all. Their whole entire existence. And my 3 oldest, they lost their grandpa. He passed away a couple of years ago. So, and he was a pivotal part in their lives, and I'm thankful for that. I mean, he wasn't quite the best man, but I mean, it's hard to compare anybody to my grandpa, really. To say anybody was as good of an outstanding man as my grandpa. I mean, he had his flaws and everything too. I mean, he was a human, but as far as any other human being that I know of, it's be very hard to compare to my grandfather. And so their grandfather that they had, my first wife's dad, he was a pretty much a good. He tried to be the best grandfather he could to my kids,
And, you know, I appreciate that about him. They talk about him, how he was a good grandpa. So that's good. I mean, I can't fault the man for that. But my two youngest, they never knew either one of their grandfathers. So that's why I want to be available for all my grandkids. It's like they ever need their grandpa, all they gotta do is just, you know, FaceTime me or text me or whatever. Of course they don't, because, you know, they're busy doing stuff. You know, they don't care about grandpa right now. And plus, I don't live in the same town as they do. If I lived in the same town or close to the same town or whatever, it probably would be much difference. But they all know I'm available if they need me. Now, when I lived in the semi truck for 5 years, I wasn't available because I was always on the road, so it was difficult for me to be available. But now I'm available anytime they want to text me, call me, whatever, FaceTime me, message me. I'm available to them right now. What's this? They're trying to get me to do this 25 miles for $16 order. I'm not doing that. Sparker's always been that way here. I get orders from stores 20 miles away. Yeah, Nieces. I need to find that. I need to find that what they sent me. I think it was a text message. No, here it is. Offer priority in your zone. Hi there. We have changed to how offers are prioritized in your area. Your location still matters, but now there's a range where all drivers receive the same high offer priority. This means you don't need to be in the parking lot to be prioritized for offers. Additionally, being too close to the pickup may lower your chances of receiving orders. How distance affects your offer priority. You may see two blue pins on the map of your home screen. One marks the pickup area. The other marks the pharmacy. Your offer priority is based on your distance from the pickup area parking spaces pin. Here's how your distance from that pin affects your priority. If you're within 150 feet, no offer area. If you're within 150 to 1 mile, you're in the highest offer priority. If you're beyond 1 mile, you're beyond this range, but yet you'll still receive priority offers. You will still receive offers beyond this range, but your priority decreases for this store that the offer comes from the further you are from the blue pin. We hope this helps clarify how you receive offer priorities and what may influence when and where you see them on your app. I literally just received that yesterday. Yeah, exactly, Nieces. It's all crap and BS. Yeah. So if I'm within 150 to 1 mile, that's the best zone. So in other words, you can't be in the parking lot. So I'm probably not going to get a Sam's Club because I'm over here in Sam's Club's parking lot. I literally just received that email yesterday. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to move 150 feet away from the parking lot to see if it triggers it. Hey, JRD, how's it going there, JRD? How's Roy this morning? Yeah, that's the new Spark update that I got there, JRD, if you heard me say it on the way in. In other words, GTFO of our parking lot. Yeah, exactly. Get the fuck off our parking lot. Exactly. Yep, exactly. And Nieces, I'm the same way. I'll be, 50. Well, that one order, I just took 15 miles away. I got a Spark offer. I mean, it was $16 for 27 miles because I was 7 miles from it. I'm gonna try over here in this. See if this won't key it in here. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else got that email, but I literally just got that email. Uh-oh, here's another driver right there. There's another DoorDash driver sitting right there. I can't get on DoorDash. Even though I'm silver, I can't get on it. I literally just got that email yesterday. Right, yeah, exactly, Nieces. Well, it's because everybody was sitting. I mean, at the time when we had those accounts, let's say, we won't call them whatever other people call them, but we'll call them accounts, right? When I had that last year and until the beginning of this year, they were sitting in the parking spots right next to the door where the dispensers came out. And I would very rarely got any orders. And then after we done the identity verification thing, which I updated all my stuff, it was kind of funny that I updated all my stuff. I had to do the photo, identity verification. I had to do that yesterday at the end of the day. And then after I did that, that's when I got that email. Croc wants 30 likes. Yeah, I appreciate the 16 likes everybody come in. I don't blame Walmart. The pickup area at the busy Walmart has 20 to 30 people standing in a circle all day waiting on orders. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I had a group of 4. There was 4 of them. And they were switching, handing phones off, if you know what I mean. They were doing that stuff. They were loading the car. The person in the car would take off, and then they would hand the phone off to the one, go back, take the empty shopping cart, go back inside, and then that person would go deliver that order, and then that person would do the shopping, then they'd come back, switch phones off again. Yeah, they were doing that. I seen that with my own eyes. That wasn't anything that was hearsay or whatever. I seen it happen with my own eyes. And me and another guy, he was a Marine veteran, me and him had been doing it. I mean, I haven't even done Spark 2 years, but when I started, I met him, and he had already been doing it a year. Him and his wife both were doing it in 2 different vehicles, and I met him because I'd seen him. Me and him would be at the pickup spot all the time. It'd be me and him were taking all the orders, and his wife, which I didn't know who his wife was at the time. Which I still don't know who his wife is because I never see her. I mean, she's dealing with the kids and stuff now. That he's a correction officer at a jail now because he got tired of not getting offers. Because me and him, literally we would be making $500-700 a week off of Spark, and I was only taking a few orders. He was working all day long, and then once that group came in and took all the orders, me and him wasn't getting nothing. We were getting all the trash, barely. I got a guy in front of me here that's a DoorDash guy, and I got a guy over here that's a DoorDash guy. And they wouldn't. And then I met him because me and him would just be sitting there, like, what in the hell? We'd both be waiting to get loaded because we got orders. And then I just walked up to him one day and I said, "Hey man, how's it going?" Because I'd done seen him there so many times, but never talked to him. And I talked to him, and that's when I found out that he was a Marine veteran. He'd served in the Marines. So I was like, oh, and then that's what spurred the conversation between me and him. And then me and him had like a, friendship, basically, because we were the only English-speaking people that were there other than his wife and like 2 other ladies that were doing deliveries part-time. And but I just ran into him just a few months ago, and I hadn't seen him in pretty much all year. And that's when he told me the story about how he caught those guys too, and he could never get orders, so he finally went and got him a W-2 job. He said, he goes, I wasn't even making $50 a day, and he was normally making $200 to $300 a day. And he said, I wasn't even making $50 a day, and I'd be out here all day trying to get orders, and that group kept taking all the orders. Well, when I noticed that group was gone, then it was about a month and a half later, he showed up again. I said, wait a minute, what are you doing? I said, where have you been? And that's when he told me he got a job at as a correction officer. He works 12-hour shifts, 4 days a week, and then he has 3 days off that he does Spark. But he was telling me the story that, I said, yeah, I know. I said, I gave it up for a while and was doing rideshare for months. I mean, I was making $700 on Lyft, so I didn't need to do Spark anymore. Just picking people up and dropping them off at the medical facilities. But once that dried up, that company came in and underbid Lyft, even though they didn't have insurance, but they were saying they had insurance, but they didn't. And then he started back doing it again. He said, yeah, I'm just doing it 3 days a week. So my wife still does it, pretty much after she drops the kids off. But he goes, but I only do it 3 days a week when I'm off. And he goes, have you noticed the orders started coming back? I said, yeah. I said, because I noticed that group's not been around anymore. And that was February when I got Grubhub, when I finally got on Grubhub. Because I started doing Grubhub because I wasn't getting no Spark orders. And then I started getting more and more Spark orders after, basically into March. I started doing better on Spark orders. I mean, I'm over $200 this week, and I average about $250 or $350. I've been averaging about $350 a week with just Spark. My Grubhub's killing it right now. I'm at $250 on Grubhub, and I still got today, Saturday, and Sunday, which is my busiest days. Kaylee saying hi to Roy. Yeah, Kaylee, did you get that email about Spark? I just got it yesterday. That email talking about the zone thing. I know if DoorDash puts that points, I'm on the new whatever system that they got for Uber Eats. I'm on that new system for Uber now, where you got to get platinum, diamond, and all that bullshit, which I'm never going to do that. But if they ever switch over to the point system on DoorDash, I'll be deactivated. There's no way I'll ever be on time, because I can't even be on time as it is. It's difficult for me to even do it as it is right now. But if they start saying this, that, and the other about on time and stuff, I'll definitely not be able to make it. The restaurants are just too slow. And I got too much in the way. Construction, lights out, traffic lights out, detours, school buses. I mean, there's just all kinds of elements that would slow me down. Not including the donkeys that drive pickups and other vehicles. Man, I might have to move. Oh, here we go. What's this? Oh, okay. Hold on here. $19 order here. It's just $19 order. Well, isn't that the same order I just had? Person wants me to bring him a coffee maker. It's a $10 tip. Hold on here. Where'd this order come from? Oh, man, it's the opposite. I can't do it. It's $19 and it's 22 miles. $26 miles. Yeah. 15 miles for 5 miles to the Walmart, 15 miles to the customers, and then another 6 miles back. So it's 26 miles. Because it's taking me way out in the country. Dang it. If that goes up to $23, I'll do it. Oh, here we go. Now what do we got? Oh, it's that same one. 3 customers for 26 miles for $18. It's even less for that other one. Why now would I want to do 3 customers? Bulky items. Oh, it's going to an apartment too? No, we ain't doing that. What am I taking to an apartment? 40 pack of water. No, we ain't doing that. Ain't no tip on that one. Oh, here we go. What's this one? Sam's Club shopping order. Oh, man. Sam's Club shopping order. 36 pack of soda. Sponges, candy, and Dawn. This person's only tipping me $3 to do shopping for them at Sam's Club. Then I got to go 14 miles for $14 and shop for them. What the hell, people? Boo. Yeah, exactly, Nieces. I mean, if that one goes up $24, that won't be too bad. Because coming back out of the country wouldn't be too bad. I mean, I'm sitting good. I mean, I can't complain about this morning. This morning's been good. How much did I say I was up to? I done 17 plus 16. So that's 33. So I got 33. I got 27 in tips coming tomorrow. Off that, or if I'm not tip baited. So 33 plus 38. Is that right? Hold on here. Let's do some math here. I did 17 because I did a 13 and a $4 ride. So I did 17 plus 16 plus 38. $71. So I'm at $71 this morning. And then I got 26 in tips coming tomorrow. If I'm not tip baited. So I'm at 71 in 2 hours. Basically. Because I've been sitting here for half hour or whatever. $71 in 2 hours. I can't complain about that. Yeah. Now I'm sitting on the decline train. Boo boo. Boo boo. Instead of choo choo, you know, it's boo boo. Boo boo. Decline train. Spicy. Good morning. Parking here. Yep, exactly. Just parking. Sitting on the decline train here, Spice. Hope you're doing well. I gotta still find your channel. Gotta find everybody's channel again. Yeah, gotta find everybody's channel. Don't matter if I go to their channel and subscribe. Does not matter. Yep. The way YouTube's been messing up. I don't know, I did the update this morning, so I haven't been trying to get on anybody's channel. I do know that because I'm streaming on my channel, my new channel here. And I know if I go to try to go on this channel, it messes up because I'm using the same account. So I mean, I still have the same account. It's just for some reason if you try to go on, at least yesterday. Now today it might be different because, like I said, there was an update last night. Matter of fact, I don't. Yeah, I only have it on my backup phone here. This phone here, which I'm testing out Google Fi on that one, so that's why I run other people's channels on that one, like Sally D. I had her running there this morning. I'm anxious to see what DJ's going to come up with. I'm anxious for DJ to start checking out his dirty stacking. I'm anxious to see how that's going to work out for him. I did one yesterday. What was it? Uber Eats and Grubhub. Yeah, Uber Eats and Grubhub last night. I did one. I made like $90 last night in like, I don't know, 3 hours, something like that. 3.5 hours. My evenings is I mean, Thursday, Friday, Saturday evenings, Sunday evenings, Monday evenings, I usually do better on Grubhub. So it's going to be difficult for me to take on DJ when he gets used to doing Uber and try to do DoorDash and Uber. I mean, I'm going to go for Platinum, so I got to get Platinum back because I can't get no access with nothing with DoorDash. I mean, I'm Silver now, and I don't have no access to nothing. There's too many Platinum drivers around that are taking these just like that lady was there when I was doing that, picking up picking up 2 orders for a stacked order at DoorDash, wasn't even getting $12, and I'm picking up that $38. One customer $38, and she couldn't hardly speak English. And she didn't speak Spanish as well, because my Spanish, very very little Spanish that I speak. Tried to understand a little bit of it, but she her English was, she had broken English. I couldn't hardly understand what she was trying to say. I mean, most Dashers, they'll just sit back because they don't speak English very well. They'll just sit back away from the counter. They won't go up to the counter and engage with the people because they just shove the phone in their face. Say, here, DoorDash, and then they shove the phone up in their face. I don't do that. I go right up to the counter, and I don't want to be. I'm not trying to be aggressive about it, but I also want to acknowledge them. Like Fran's situation where the Chick-fil-A person was just ignoring them or whatever. I've had them do that to me at Chick-fil-A, and I literally I call them out. And now I don't do it intentionally to make fun of them, but I'll say, hey, my pleasure, when I leave before they even have a chance to. Oh, we're going up to $20. If they can bring it up to $23, it's $19.79. So if that order goes up to $23.79, I'll do it. They're going up on that one too. That $27, 3 customers with 40 pack of water and shit. They're going up on that one slowly. What is the point of having platinum if you get low pay offers still? Well, the only benefit is to me is so I can get on the schedule, because I can't even schedule myself at all. I mean, why I'm not understanding, unless the platinum people are scheduling themselves out in advance. I mean, I used to do that when I was platinum. I'd schedule myself all the way out as far as I could go. I mean, on Android you can go out 8 days. Like right now, if I was platinum, I could schedule myself out. I could schedule all the way out till next Friday, a whole week in advance. And then once midnight comes, I could schedule myself out for next Saturday. Right now, I can only schedule myself till Wednesday, and Wednesday I've only got 1 hour. No, I got 2 hours. Sorry. I got 6 to 7 a.m. and I got 11:30 to 12:30 a.m. 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. That's only 2 hours next Wednesday. It's the only available time that I had. I mean, I stay up till midnight just so I can schedule myself out. When it switches over and you can schedule for the next day, or the 5th day, I do that and I get 1 hour, 1 or 2 hours. I got 2 hours. That's it. Yeah, Nieces. Yeah, it used to let me schedule. That's why I wanted to be silver. That's why I wanted to try to stay silver, was because I could do it at 3 p.m. and then I wouldn't have to stay up till midnight. That's why you'll see me in people's chats that late at night, is because I got to stay up till midnight. Hell, I fell asleep a couple of times this past week, and I missed it. I missed the schedule. But I've been trying to stay up till midnight. Then I turn around and get up at 4:30 in the morning. Yeah, you do 6 days out. Yeah, Nieces. Yep. Yeah, I don't do a block like that. I only do them in 2 hour blocks, 2 or 2.5 hour blocks. Because I'm multi-app, so I mean, I got 4 other apps going. I got 4 other apps going, so it's like, so if I don't catch it, that's why I set a 28-minute timer so I don't miss the pause. 15 miles for $16, and they want me to go shopping for them. It's not a bad order. It's not a terrible order. Oh, that one went up to $22.50. Don't mean you got to get the order, though. Yeah, exactly. That you're going to get the order. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Nieces, exactly. Well, I think what it is there's so many new and platinum. Well, I mean, since school went back, the stay-at-home moms and the single moms, they are the ones after 9 o'clock. So I think they're the ones that are booking their schedule, so that they can get on the schedule. So I'm thinking they're taking my blocks, because normally I do 6 to 8, and then 8:30 to 10:30, and then I go take my nap, and then I come back out at 5:30. Normally I come back out at 6, but I've been coming out at 5:30, and then I can usually get at 5. I can usually get it, because I gotta may have to take my mom something to eat. I may have to make sure she's got food to eat. I may have to take her somewhere. I may have to, I got to walk the dogs every day. I got to do all that stuff in between that basically 11 and 5 time period. So I don't always get naps. Even though I say I nap quit, now that I got to take care of my mom's estate and her stuff, I don't always get to take my nap. That's why it's rough on me staying up till midnight. Because then I come back out in the evening. I run the evening shift. Like I said, I made $71 Thursday night or Wednesday night or Tuesday night. Is it Tuesday night? This is Friday. Yeah, Tuesday night. Then made $90-something, close to $90-something last night, Thursday night. I'm multi-app so pause button is my friend. Yeah, exactly, Nieces. That's how I am. But that's why I said a 28-minute timer, so I don't ever miss my block. Because like right now, I mean, I could only schedule myself till 7 o'clock. And then they let me back on at 8:30, but it was a totally different region. Or zone in the region that I'm in. I'd have to drive 10 miles to that zone in order to work it. And then I turned it on yesterday as a prime example, and they gave me a $4 for 6 miles right off the bat, the very first offer that they gave me. They're still trying to get me to do that 26-mile order. They got up to $23.50 now. Someone must have took that $19 order. They're like, $20, I'm going to take this order. And then they realize they got to drive 20 miles. But I'm not in the parking lot, so I'm getting offers. Oh, did my tip come through? Yep, that tip came through. $28 tip. Or $28 tip. $3. That hotel order that I did, $3 tip. I drove 15 miles for a $3 tip. The base pay was $35. We'll thank them for it. Dax back again. Everyone thinks getting the platinum and the order will come pouring in. BS on my opinion. Yeah, Johnny, it's not. I mean, some markets it could. Mine is all about scheduling. That's all platinum does for me. It's always been that way. I mean, I used to just have DoorDash before I got the other apps, and I would just take every single thing. It didn't matter if it was a no-tip person. I was taking every single offer they had. This person wants me to go 10 miles and go shop for 20 items for $12. Yeah, I was taking every single thing, but I was making, $800, $900 every single week though, with just DoorDash, taking every offer. I mean, I was doing 100 and something orders I don't know, 120, 130 orders a week. Out late at night, early in the morning, doing all, I mean, I was doing all kinds of orders, taking everything that I could take. Because that's the only one I had, so I was just trying to hurry up and make as much money as I could. That was 2 years ago, though. And then I got all the other apps after, months after that. And then I cut back on doing DoorDash. I still was platinum for, I don't know, over a year or something. Straight. I mean, I finally got back to platinum before the floods. What was it, May or whatever it was? When I went from 74% down to 20 something percent in a week. I lost platinum within 5 days. They're up to 24.50 on that order. I'm just sitting here on the decline train. Decline, decline, decline. The plane, the plane, the plane. We ain't worried about you, Uber. Beautiful weather, though. 70 degrees. 70 degrees and cloudy. Just a slight breeze. Oh, here's an $8 order. What's this $8 order here? Four 40 packs. Oh my gosh, this customer, you guys ready for this order here? 4 40 packs, right? And a 24 pack of sparkling water. And a big pack of protein shakes. L0 tip. 12 miles for $8. And they want me to bring them 4 40 packs. That truck sounds like it's got a flat tire. Like you say, you need a few apps. Yeah, you need at least 4 apps. I mean, like I said, you need a shopping app, which could be Spark, Instacart, a catering app, if you got something, one of those, Instacart, Roadie, you got to have one of those kind of apps. And then you got to have, Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash. At least 4 of those type of apps. Some variety of those 4. If you've got 4, you can pretty much, you'll be okay. Matter of fact, I didn't even check Shipt. Shipt is another one you can have. I had to update my information on Roadie yesterday, too, last night. Change my password and, update my information, make sure everything was correct. I mean, I didn't really update anything. I just changed my password and made sure everything was still correct. Okay, so they've got me an order here. I'm shopping 9 items going a half a mile for $7. What? So all the mileage is just going over there to do the shopping. $7. I can't do no. I'm at $71 right now. Why would I want to go over the other side of town and do some work like that? They got jokes. Yeah, exactly, Nieces. More variety of orders, maybe. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it's just so it opens yourself up to, other options and stuff. Especially if you set yourself a goal for each day. Like, okay, so like Friday, this Friday of the month, it's the day of the week, that week of the, or that day of the month, or that week of the month, whichever way you want to look at it. So, I mean, that's how I break down mine. So, like, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 4th, even though we got one more Friday to go. So we still have a whole nother Friday, which is a holiday weekend. So this is the 4th Friday of the month. And you have to look at what Friday it is of the month. So, okay, so it's the 4th Friday. Are there going to be offers today or not? Probably not, because it's a holiday weekend next weekend. So I anticipate for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next weekend being busy, but not Saturday and Sunday because people will be enjoying the holiday. And the holiday falls on the 1st, so people's got their bills they got to pay out of next week's check, which is, it's weird. I don't know. It's just how this holiday weekend's going to be. Not the holiday itself, but the weekend of the holiday. Because people are going to have to pay their September bills. They're going to have to pay them out of the paycheck of that holiday weekend. And the region I have, the majority of people don't have credit cards. They're paycheck to paycheck type people. At least as far as food delivery orders. Some do, some don't. But like Sam's Club or, Spark orders, Sam's Club, Walmart, whatever, those people will still, they got credit cards. So they'll just charge it on their credit card. So I'll still have those orders available, but there won't be big tips in them. They very rarely are big tips. How could you be slow on orders maybe? The holiday, yeah. Yeah, I think it will be. My prediction is it will be like this week leading up to the weekend, and like Thursday, people will get, again, you got to know how people get paid, and it's kind of, it's kind of creepy to know, that you're stalking people's paychecks, but it's basically what you do. When you do the analysis of how people get paid, they get direct deposited Wednesday night for Thursday if they get paid on a Thursday. They get direct deposited every other Wednesday night. So they'll order, and they know that they can, bounce a check basically ordering on Wednesdays because they know it won't go through until that night, and they'll have their paycheck in there. Or they get paid Thursday for, their payday's Friday, but they get deposited the night before on Thursday. So that's what they do on Thursdays. And then you got, just your regular people that's got credit cards, they just charge whenever. You still have those people. But the majority of the orders I get are like that. They know they know the money's going to be in there Wednesday, or it's in there Wednesday. They just may not have access to it. And then the same thing with Thursday. So they know that it's in there, but they can't have access to it, but they know they can still charge it to it. Has it been hot there? No, well, it has been spiced up until yesterday and today. We finally got down. Yeah, I had to call it the other night. What was it, Monday night? Yeah, I think it was Monday night. Monday night I didn't come out because it was 100 degrees. So it still was 100 degrees Monday night. I said no. Tuesday, was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Tuesday, I think it was. Tuesday, I took my mom out in the heat. I got her out, done some banking, done some shopping and stuff. No, I think it was Wednesday. Was that Wednesday? Tuesday or Wednesday, whichever day it was that I took her this week. And it was still hot. I came out Wednesday night. It was about 89 degrees. It rained and everything. Or Tuesday night, it rained. And then I came out Wednesday. I done good. It was a little bit cooler Wednesday. And then Thursday, it was cooler in the afternoon. I mean, yesterday was nice, real nice. And it was chilly in the morning. I had to turn on the heated seats. And then this morning it was 68 degrees, something like that, 67, 68 degrees. But Monday morning it's supposed to be in the 40s. Monday and Tuesday morning it's supposed to be in the 40s. So yeah, I mean, I knew I would just have to survive just a few weeks and then I'd be okay without air conditioning. It's been horribly hot there. Yeah. Stock up for the holiday, maybe. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking they may do. Wow, you're actually in the heat there, Spice? Now? Darn. Yeah, and it's just going to linger there too. That's how it's been here most of the time. Just even a fan don't even do you any good. I almost bought one of those neck fans to wear around me. They even got those with misters on them. I'm like, what? I almost bought myself one of those, and then I just couldn't justify spending $20, $20, $25, $30, depending on which one I got. When I knew I just could wait just a few more, I kept telling myself, just one more day, it's going to be cooler, one more day. And then now it's fine. Yep. I mean, it's only 70 degrees right now. It's supposed to be 80 today, though. Pretty sure they said 80. Let me double check here. Yeah, 80 later on. But I'm setting it just, a chance of rain. Chance of rain every day. Monday morning 49, Tuesday morning 47, Wednesday morning 49. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday mornings this coming week, it's going to be in the 40s. And then 50 the other mornings. So yeah, I just knew if I just hold out, I'd be okay. I mean, I went and looked at a little Kia Soul Spice, 19 Kia Soul with 61,000 miles on it. When I took my mom out, took her to the bank, done some shopping, she was able to get out, carried the wheelchair with us so she could get out. And I got to take her Tuesday. She gets the cast cut off, and they either going to put a new cast on her or they're going to put a walking boot on her. She's not sure if they're going to put a walking cast or a boot. But she gets around now. She's home. She gets around in her wheelchair now. She walks all around. She can do everything now on her own now. Pretty much, except get in and out of the house and, in and out of the car. I still have to help her with that. But for the most part, she can do everything else on her own. She can do laundry. She can take a shower. She can do dishes, cook. She can do all that stuff on her own now. She can't walk the dog. I still got to go over there and walk the dog for her, so she can't do that. So I still have to hang around her house for at least until she can get out and walk the dogs on her own. Then my stepdad, he's too much of a drunk. He can't do it. Even though I could make him do it. I mean, I could say, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go live my life. I'm going to go do what I do. Just call me if you need me to take you somewhere or whatever. I could be like that, but I'm not. I'm not going to. They still ain't gone up on that one. It's $24.50. Still, I don't know what these guys are doing. Must be doing a marketplace type deal. Pretty soon I'll be having knee surgery too. Oh man, Spice, yeah. Well, I hope you got some people that'll be able to take care of you, help you out. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm in a very blessed position that I'm able to take off whenever my mom needs me to do something, and I'm able to do that. I mean, it's an inconvenience for me in my life. I got to put my life on hold for at least another month probably. I got to I mean, I don't have to. I choose to. Let me put it that way. I choose to help my mom out. I could be like my sister and say, I got a life. I'm going to go on and do my own thing. I could do that. But my mom knows that I can take off anytime I want to take care of her, So it's like, I'd be lying. And I don't agree with being a liar. I mean, my mom understands that I am sacrificing a lot to, deal with her. not really deal with her, but oh hell, I wasn't even on Grubhub's. Grubhub kicked me off the schedule. No wonder I wasn't getting anything on Grubhub. God dang it. I wasn't even on the schedule. No wonder. Dang it. Drugs are so hard to deal with. Yeah. And I mean, he's been like that 30 years that they've been together. Yeah. She can barely get him to even take the trash out and you know, whatever. It's always an argument. And he's like, he you know, just gets drunk and then just wants to go pass out in bed. Then get up in the middle of the night, stir around in the kitchen, you know, cause a ruckus and everything. And then it's like, you know, I tell him, I was like, look, I need to get some sleep and you're up here running around. You know, it's like, what the hell, dude? You know, you got to go to, he still works, you know, part-time job, but at the same time, it's like, man, what the hell, dude? Well, speaking of my mom, there she is texting me. She wants me to bring her something to eat. I figured she'd probably want to. I figured she'd want some Chinese today, but I guess not. McDonald Land Shake. That's how my mom's first husband was. He recently died. Yeah, Spice. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they've been together. They're not married, but they've been together over 30 years. So, I mean, he's pretty much been around the family. And he's been that way the whole time. So, I mean, it's not like it's new. And he just recently retired, Spice. So, it's like now he gets a check now, and he just got his pension this year. Started getting his pension that they owed him. So now, not only does he get his Social Security, but he gets a pension, and then so he feels like he shouldn't have to work, shouldn't have to do anything. He was mad because he couldn't get his Social Security at 55 like his dad did, because his whole goal in life was to get a Social Security check when he turned 55. That was all he cared about. And then when he turned 55 and they said, oh, no, you can't get it till you're 65, oh, man, he was mad as hell because he had to still go back to work. He had to go try to find a job to pay for his alcohol and cigarettes. Does your mom live in a place with no backyard? Taking my pup downstairs for walks is a pill. Oh, no, yeah, she's got a whole yard. Oh, yeah, she's got one of the biggest lots that there is of her place. But it's not fenced in. No. They won't, the HOA won't allow her to put a fence up. She didn't even get permission to she was supposed to get permission to build the ramp for her to get in and out of the house in a wheelchair. And she didn't even ask permission. She just went ahead and had the guy build it. And he done a half-assed job of it. I mean, he did a good job on the angle and the support, everything. He did an excellent job on that, and he just threw down some cheap-ass plywood on top of it. Didn't even finish it. It's not even finished. It don't have handrails. It don't have shit to it. He just threw some cheap-ass scrap plywood that he had down for a base so that she could get in and out, so that not she, but me, I could get her in and out of the house. Because I still got to lift up the wheelchair and shit because it's not, she has to stand up. I lift her into the wheelchair, wheel her down over bumps and shit, missing pieces of plywood and shit. And down to the car, in the driveway, and then help her get in the car, and throw the wheelchair in the trunk, because hatchback here, wheelchair, I just throw the whole thing in there. I don't even fold it up. I just throw the whole wheelchair in there. And because I've taken people before to medical appointments that's had wheelchairs and walkers and stuff. I can fit them all in here and a passenger. So so I do that, and then when I get back to her house, I got to help her get into the wheelchair, and then I got to go up over these pieces of scrap wood and shit and stuff. But yeah, she didn't even get permission for that. So I look for them to either fine her or send her a threatening letter about how she's going to have to disassemble it. But they won't allow her to put a fence up because how the property lines and everything are for the lot and stuff. They won't allow that to happen. Yeah, I mean they're asses. They're asses. They'll charge her $50 if her yard's not mowed. She has to mow her own yard, but yet she pays HOH fees. They mow all the common areas, but they don't mow none of the lots. Stupid. Me and Kaylee's had this conversation before because her grandma is going through the same type of thing with the HOA. They mow the yard, they mow the common areas on Thursdays, and if you don't have yours mowed by the time that they mow it the next Thursday, then they send you a $50 bill. A bill for $50. They don't give you $50, they charge you $50. And then they come and mow it. So like if you don't have it mowed by that next Thursday, when they're mowing the common areas, they'll mow you and they'll charge you $50. Every week. Yeah. I mean, if she had a fenced in, at least a little area fenced in to let the dogs out and stuff, that'd be okay. But she don't even need the dogs. I mean, she got the dogs, and they literally have lived in the house. They've never been out of the house. They only go out when she was taking them out. My stepdad would take them out. They would get off the collar or leash and run the neighborhood, and they'd be chasing them up and down the streets of the neighborhood trying to find these dogs. My stepdad, drunk, in the middle of the night, it'd be dark or whatever, he's hollering for these dogs going in people's yards and stuff. I told him, I said, you need to quit doing that because people are going to be scared of you. Here you're, and he's a black guy, a drunk black guy going through people's yards looking for dogs, hollering at dogs, stumbling, falling over stuff, going through people's yards and stuff. And I told him, I said, one or two things are going to happen to you. Either cops are going to get called on you or you're going to get shot. Of course, he's drunk. He don't care. He's half drunk. But my mom don't want him taking the dogs out because of that. Because he'll literally be he'll go up on people's porches and stuff and knock on their doors and say, hey, have you seen my dog? I mean, he's done that several times before in the neighborhood. Just, randomly go up to people's doors and stuff. I told him, I said, you need to quit doing that. Yeah, my mom unloaded my auto lift gate for putting wheelchair in and out. Oh, yeah. Oh, you got one of those lift gate deals? Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, exactly. Dak saying hello to everybody. Oh, yeah, you got the 2 tours this weekend, don't you? Good luck with that, Dax. Hope that goes well. That'd be interesting to see that Overtime, right? Overtime's that artist that you said. I still got to try to find that. I downloaded that new Volbeat song, though, that Acid Rain. I think it's what you said that was, Acid Rain. I downloaded it. I got it downloaded. Haven't had a chance to listen to it, though. We always work off word by ear. They did a good job. They were awesome, and it proves to be right mostly. Yeah, Johnny. I mean, the guy he's done work before, and he's done a good job. It's just he literally was trying to hurry up and get this done, and he was trying to, basically get money off my mom to fix his truck so he could go do other jobs, which was kind of shitty, I thought. But he didn't expect my mom. My mom wasn't supposed to come to come home from the rehabilitation center for another 2 weeks. So he thought he had 2 weeks. He had 2 days. So he hurried up and did all that, built the whole framing in 1 day, and was supposed to come back and finish it up the next day. And my mom came home the next day. So that's why I went out and worked that morning so that he could lay the plywood on there to have the deck, because I wasn't going to have to, there was no way I could carry my mom up the stairs. No way. She's well over 225 pounds and obese, and there was no way. Me or my stepdad, we tried it the last time when she had her hip replaced. We couldn't do it. We couldn't lift her up there because it was all 100% dead weight. And to be able to try, and she's got a bad shoulder. So it was like we couldn't pick her up on her bad shoulder, and that's the shoulder that we need to support her on. So we had to have that ramp to get her in there. It's still hard enough to lift her up in and out of the step, basically, because he didn't put a ramp going into the doorway. I mean, this guy, I don't know. I'm pissed off about it. But again, I didn't hire him. I didn't have nothing to do with it. It ain't my money. So I really don't. I can be pissed, but it doesn't do no good. I mean, my mom paid $1,000 for it, and it's still not done. I mean, there's only a rail on one side of it, and there's not even a rail on the one where you come down. There's not even a rail there. If it was done properly, my mom could get in and out of the house just fine on her own. She can get everywhere in the house because of me thinking ahead of time and talked her into getting the place that she's got. It's all wheelchair accessible. So all the light switches, the counters, everything is lowered for a person in a wheelchair. It's got rails around the toilet, rails around the shower, all for wheelchair accessible. All the doorways are wider and all the hallways are wider. So it all set up. Her whole house was set up for a person with a wheelchair. Had to cut out underneath the sinks so a wheelchair could pull up to the sink, and the sink's lowered to where, basically sits in her lap when she wheels the wheelchair up underneath it. It was an excellent choice that I talked her into making on that. So the house itself is fine. It's just getting in and out of the house. So she can get everywhere in there. She can do her laundry. She can do dishes. She can cook, reach the stove and everything. I mean, she can do all that from the wheelchair. And I'm thankful for the rehabilitation place because they trained her how to get around with the wheelchair, how to get into the shower, how to take a shower with the wheelchair. They trained her on all of that. So they strengthened her leg, good leg up, and her arms to be able to lift herself up and stuff. I'm thankful for that facility. Very excellent facility that they did the therapy training on. So when she got out and came home, she was already trained to be able to do that. She was already doing it on her own in the facility. So, and then they were working with her, her bad leg, her foot. They were working with trying to work that leg to get strength in it to be able to lift, because the cast is heavy as hell. That's her hardest part, is trying to lift that cast up to maneuver that cast around. That's her biggest challenge. I mean, other than the bad, the better side is the bad hip and the bad shoulder. So for her to try to push herself up on the non-damaged side is her bad side. So she's challenged with that aspect, and diabetes, obese. I mean, just you add on all the other medical problems she has. Sleep apnea. Yeah, they juggle jobs. Yeah, Johnny, that's how he was. He was needing the money because my mom had cash. So he was needing the cash from my mom to make sure his truck was running so that he could go finish other jobs. I think it was to finish other jobs so he could get paid for the other jobs. That's honestly what my mind, that's what I was thinking. I didn't know. Again, I didn't talk to the guy, so I don't know. I had nothing to do with any of it. Even though I'm the, supposed to be the one that takes care of the estate and stuff. But again, my sister and my mom and my niece, they were all the ones, talking on the phone, talking behind, my back and stuff. Didn't leave me privy to anything that was going on. I found out, days after the fact of what's going on. I didn't even know the guy was coming to build the deck or the ramp. I didn't even know he was coming to build that. He came, did measurements and everything, and I had no idea anything about it. I found out, after he done the measurements, I found out he came and done the measurements. That's when I found out about it. I said, "What's he measuring for?" "Oh, he's going to build a ramp." "What money you got to have him build a ramp?" So she was taking all of her money that she had in savings and stuff, and my stepdad's savings, and was paying him to build the ramp and shit. And I'm just like, you're getting this guy. He ain't even finished your roof yet. I mean, he did most of it, but he hadn't even finished that yet. And now she's wanting to hire him to do all this other stuff. I mean, he was supposed to build her a platform for her bed and all that stuff. I'm like, "Mom, you can just get risers from Walmart. They make bed risers." So she ended up ordering bed risers, and they were too tall because she didn't allow me to give her the measurements of what size she needed. She thought she knew it. I'm like, "Okay, and then I took my time to go and put them on, lift the bed up and on the risers and stuff. I have to move all the stuff around, do all that stuff, So I go and do all that for her, and then I tell her, I said, "Mom, they're way too high. They're, you got 6-inch ones instead of 3-inch ones." She's like, "Oh, it'll be okay." And then 2 days later, she's like, "Yeah, this ain't going to work." So then I had to go back and redo that and put the correct ones on. And the whole time, this guy ain't been back. We've not seen the guy that built the ramp. We've not seen him at all. And she's been home 2 weeks now. And we've not seen him at all come back and do any of the other work. "Oh, well, it's hot. Oh, well, it's raining. Oh, well," there's always some excuse now. And I'm like, "Yeah, he done took your money, and then he went and done other projects." Well, I know what he did. He took leftover cash after he supposedly fixed his truck. He took the leftover cash, went and bought material that he probably needed to go finish other jobs. And then now he's got to finish those other jobs and then get the cash from that to buy the material to finish other jobs. I mean, I've kind of figured out what the guy's been doing. He's been, what is it? Robbing Paul to pay Peter, or robbing Peter to pay Paul, or whatever that saying is that he's doing. Yeah, he's taking the money from one person, getting it in advance, and then, because he done the same thing to my mom. He said, "Okay, I need the money, $500 up front so that I can go get the material." Then he went and got the material and then started building. And then within a day, he had the platform basically built. And then he ran out of money. "Oh, the material's more than what I thought," and all this BS. And Mom's like, "Oh, he gave me a materials list and stuff." He's like, "Yeah, now you got the labor costs." I said, "No. When someone gives you a bid and they say it's going to cost you $1,000 completely, labor and all, that's it. There's no, material costs more." No, he should have done an itemized list of materials. And this is not no fly-by-night guy. He's got, a professional trailer that he does it on. He's a he's supposed to be a professional. He's got a trailer with all of his information on, and got an actual trailer that does it, got all of his equipment, got all the proper cutting tools, cutting equipment. He's got all the proper equipment and stuff. I mean, he appears to be a professional, legit guy, but I know what he's doing. He's shifting the money. He's getting the money from one project and using it on another to finish it up. And that's the situation now. He's probably got to wait till he finishes another job and gets paid to be able to come over and finish my mom's, or have scrap material left over to be able to finish it. One of the two is what he's waiting on. muscular dystrophy, so I can't help her if she can't shift or move herself. Yeah, nieces. I mean, it's just way too much. That's why I have mad respect for people that you know tend to people in nursing homes and stuff. You know, after what I've gone through last year with her hip replacement, that was very difficult because 4 months I had to, basically take care of everything. And then I finally told her after 3 days, I was like, you're going to have to get somebody in here to help you shower or shower you or something because I can't I can't shower my mom. I mean, I couldn't do it. I mean, now she can do it on her own because they trained her she needed to be in the rehab center when she had the hip replaced. And then it would have prepared her. I think she would have healed faster and been able to prepare more to the situation that she is now. Because this, like I said, this facility now, man, they trained her well. Or, didn't train her, but gave her proper therapy, let's say. And she could do it all. I mean, she does it all on her. Literally, if she could get on the ramp and in her car, she would literally be driving herself right now. If she could, she would. I'd guarantee it. Because it's just tearing her up because her car's sitting at the end of her ramp. And she can't just go out of her house and go into her car and go where she wants, when she wants. It tears her up that she has to wait for me to come and help her into my car and then me take her somewhere. When her car's sitting right there at the end of her ramp. And she's wheeling around in the house in her wheelchair. If she could get onto the ramp and in her car, she would absolutely 100% be doing that. And taking herself wherever she wants to go, which is nowhere. She's going stir crazy because she's been in the house, the hospital, the facility, and then now her house and can't. I mean, she's trapped. She can't get out of the house without assistance. So because of how that ramp is. But if he would have that ramp fixed correctly, finish it the proper way, she could literally get in and out of the house and she would be in her car. I would almost guarantee it. That's like Dax was saying about his wife, Connie, about how she would just take off in the car and just go shopping or whatever. That'd be my mom. Yeah. I mean, she literally would go to the car, get in the car, because it's her right foot that's the good foot. So she could run the pedal and the brake. And she could fold, she knows how to fold up the wheelchair. She would fold the wheelchair up and she would put it in her passenger seat. I'd almost guarantee it. I'm surprised she hasn't tried it yet. But she can't get out of the house without assistance because I have to help her step over the step to get into the wheelchair. I got to move the wheelchair out onto the ramp, and then there's about, I don't know, a 2.5-inch step where he didn't put the ramp up to the doorway. So I've got to help her out that like 2.5-inch drop down. And have the wheelchair right there so that when she steps down on her, she's right there onto the wheelchair. And then, she can go down. Well, I mean, there's no rail, so that's the other thing that she can't do. She can't stop herself from going down the ramp because there's no rail. And she's got the smaller, lightweight wheelchair, which doesn't have the big wheels on it. It's the narrower one that just has the 4 wheels. It doesn't. So she has to maneuver herself with her good foot, and then like hang on to stuff, hold on to stuff, because it doesn't have the 2 wheels, the 2 big wheels, because we wanted a narrower and lighter weight wheelchair to be able to so she could maneuver around better. She had too much treasures in her house, let's say. We had to move a whole bunch of them out of the way just so she could get that narrow one down through there. I say we, but it was me. But she was like, put this over there, put that over there, put this over there, telling me where to go with it. Peter to pay Paul, right? Yeah. However that saying was, yeah. Yeah, it was talking materials, no doubt. She is awesome, Dean. She wants to go. Yeah, I mean, she would go back to work right now. I mean, and this is a 73-year-old woman that got ran over by an SUV that shattered her foot, almost lost her foot. But all she can think about is getting back to work. That's all her focus now is, if I can wheel around in a wheelchair right now, my next thing is I'm going to get back to work. She's so anxious to well, why she wants to drive around anywhere, I have no idea. I still yet to figure that out, why she wants to drive anywhere. It's just because she's so used to just getting into her car and going wherever she wants to go. And for her not to be able to do that right now, and to see her car sitting in the driveway and she can't drive it, is just driving her insane. It's driving her nuts. She can't get to it. It's probably a good thing that she can't get to it. Because, like I said, she would figure out a way to be driving it. I'd go over there to walk the dogs, and the next thing I know, she'd be out doing that. Let's still trying to get somebody to do this 40-pack of water here. $9. $9 going 10 miles. I can't believe I'm not got a single order since I've been sitting here. An hour. I mean, I guess I'll just take my $71 and just call it. Go over there and get her something to eat. I need you to bring me something to eat. She's tried those new mini taco salads. Have anybody tried those at Taco Bell? That's what she's wanting me to bring her 2 of those. I brought her two, I think it was Sunday or Monday, I think it was. I brought her 2 of them. She liked them. I was waiting to come back out tonight. I made $71, so 65 to 75 normally my Friday mornings. Last Friday was weird though. It was definitely an odd Friday last Friday. Go ahead, dude. I anticipate Grubhub being busy. Yeah, I know. Spice, that's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. The only thing she's focused on is getting back to work. So it's like she's got a spending habit. She's got a spending habit. Now they went up to $10 on that order. Nope, I'm going further away from you, so I'm not getting it. Yeah, she don't eat properly, Spice, and all that. You know, being obese and diabetic, and you would think she'd take better care of her health, but she don't. And she complains about me, the way I eat, my eating habits and stuff. She complains about me. When I do a fast every single day, I gave up pork over a year ago. I've been fasting for 2.5 years. I changed my eating regimen up. I experiment on different things. I don't really experiment, but I change up my eating habits so that my body doesn't get used to it. I mean, it's very difficult for me to do it now because, I mean, I got to stay at her house. So now it throws me off on my routines and stuff. You know, eating what I eat and, taking my naps and getting up when I want to get up and stuff like that. It's a little bit more difficult on me now because I got to basically put my life on hold until, again, I choose to. So, not that I have to, that's I choose to. But I'm in a blessed position. I tell people that. It's I'm in a blessed position where a lot of people just can't take off their job and go help their mother out. Like right now. Now Grubhub wants to send me something. Grubhub. I'm not going to do it. It's 11 for 12 at KFC, so I'm not doing it. And then I got to come back 4 miles. So it's basically 16 miles for $11. I'm not going to do that. My mom was over here with what a nightmare. Cold was arguing with me. Oh, really, Spice? Yeah. I mean, my sister has been helping my mom out, but all this whole entire time, hospital, their rehabilitation center, home, all this time that this, it's been like 6 weeks now, almost 5 weeks, going on 6 weeks since the accident. My sister's only seen my mom one time, and I'm having to do all of this stuff every day. Each day I gotta walk the dogs. So I gotta go over there and walk the dogs every day, even though my stepdad's there, but he's just too drunk. He can't do it. Like right now, he's at work. He works a part-time job, pay for his alcohol and his cigarettes. Left a mess here. Yeah. My family was the same way when my grandmother passed away. Yeah, my sister stays away, so she's like an hour away. So, and she's got mortgage, car payments, lease payments. She's got all kinds of bills, so she's got to work every day. My sister's got better credit than me, but I'm in a better position financially than my sister is. My sister's got hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, whereas I don't. But yet, I don't know what I'm doing. I just own and operate a business. I work, do other things, and I still find time to take care of my mom. I mean, that's like my mom was talking about my niece, because my niece lives over in South Carolina now with her new baby. And she was talking about how she was going to go to work and stuff, and her husband's in the Army, been deployed. Now he's coming back. He's going to get some leave time. And my mom was arguing with me about the fact that, now he can, take care of the baby and bond with the baby and stuff. And I'm like, why would he want to wouldn't he want to spend time with his wife? The family unit together? But now he's going to have to babysit because she wants to work a job. I'm like, how selfish is that? That they're not, I said, why is she even working anyway? Going to chuck this newborn baby, it's a year old now, going to be a year old, and they want to throw it in a daycare place, in a place they've never been to before. They don't know none of the neighborhood, none of the people, none of the, she went and looked at one, and it was nasty, it was a nasty facility and stuff. I said, they seriously want to take this child, this new 1-year-old, to some place they don't even know, no family, no nothing around them, so that she can work a job when she don't need to. I said, man, that is just selfish. And then expect, her husband, the soldier, to come back on his leave and take care of the baby while she works. I said, how is that enjoyment for him when he's out here sacrificing, working hard, doing what he's doing, and he wants to come home and he wants to be with his family? I would assume he would. He don't want to just babysit the kid all day long while she goes and does a job when she don't need to, just because she wants to be selfish. She's taking care of the baby all the time when he's gone, so he needs to take care of the baby. Well, I'm sorry, but no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I'm sure he would want to spend time with both his wife and the baby, not watch the baby while his wife goes to work and not see his wife the whole time he's on leave. What in the hell enjoyment is that? Yeah, exactly, Spice. To expect him to be gone all this time he's been gone and come back and start babysitting his kid that he's not seen for, however long he's been gone, 6 months or whatever, 8 months. And to just automatically have him start watching his kid while she goes to work when they don't need to. I mean, they're a military family. She don't need to work. Everything's taken care of. It's just she wants to be selfish and she wants to work. Oh, well, I've taken care of the baby all this time, so it's your turn. I mean, what kind of... Man, I said, man, what more of a way to ruin a relationship? And they just got married. They just had this baby all within this year. And then he gets, deployed. He's got to go, out and serve in the country and stuff. And then to come back and expect him to just automatically, oh, well, he needs to bond with the baby. And, who cares about if he gets to see his wife or not, It's all about him babysitting while she goes out and gets a job. What in the hell? I'm like, man, that's terrible. I mean, what a way to ruin a relationship with somebody. Just because you want to be selfish and go do a job to get away from the baby because you've had the baby all this time. I mean, that to me, that's just, I don't know. And that, it's my opinion, but they can consider their relationship however they want to consider their relationship. I mean, I just don't agree with it, but and to not even consult him on it. That's the crazy part. They're not even consulting him on it. They're just automatically telling him, well, when you get home, you're automatically the babysitter, and because we need you to bond with the baby, so you're the babysitter while I go to work. I mean, not even give him a choice in the matter. I thought, man, that's one way to ruin a relationship right there. Force somebody to do something without even consulting them. When he may want to spend time, he ain't seen his wife, he ain't seen his baby, he might want to spend and bond with both of them the whole time he's gone. I mean, I personally would want to. I wouldn't want to just all of a sudden you're the babysitter while I go to work and don't see you the rest of the day. I thought, what the hell? That's craziness. Yeah, exactly. She don't need to work. She literally does not need to work, but she wants to work because she wants to be able to have some time away from the baby. I get flashbacks to my wives because my wives were that way. They did not want to take care of the babies. They did not want to be mothers. They wanted to claim being mothers, but they left it all up to me to have to do all that. And that's what I'm saying. To expect him to be out here serving the country, working his ass off, doing what he's doing to have to do to provide for his family, and then to automatically come back and then him not even be involved in the conversation with it. You're just automatically, we need you to bond with the baby since you've been gone all this time. Just force it on him without him giving a choice about it. And it's up, see you, tag team, your turn. What in the hell kind of relationship is that? That's terrible. That's terrible. I don't see how anybody's benefiting from that. I would think he would want to bond with his wife. He's seen his wife in all them months. I'd think he'd want to spend time with his wife and the baby together. At least for, a month or so. At least, I would think he would. I mean, maybe he don't. Maybe he don't care. Maybe he's like, oh, okay, I'll come back. I'll take care of the kid while you go to work and I don't see you, I mean, how much bonding are you going to do with a 1-year-old? I mean, I don't know. To me, it just seems selfish on her part that she wants to do that. Yes, you got to talk. It's a partnership. Yeah, they don't see it like that. And again, it comes from my sister and my brother-in-law's relationship. Similar type of way. It's her way or no way. He's retired military as well. He's an Army veteran. And my niece's husband's in the Army. So, I mean, you see how this is just a cycle, it seems. Same type of thing. It was like my sister couldn't wait to get back to work. Although my brother-in-law made great money. And he still does. Over 6 figures. And there's nobody at home now, just the two of them. But they got, got to live that lifestyle that they got to live. Plus, they got a big mortgage too, so they got to pay for that big house, which they don't need. It's just the two of them, but they still feel like they need to have it. Hey, Colleen, I was in there with your troll parade that you was in there last night. I was trying to catch a little bit of it. I was kind of in and out. I was so tired last night. But I was over there. You had your moderation station was taking care of a lot of it there. I was going to chime in, but I was half out of it. And I was just like trying to. I haven't been getting my quality naps. I haven't been getting my quality sleep because I'm staying over taking care of my mom. So it's been kind of rough on me these past couple of weeks. 10 days or whatever it's been that my mom's like right now. I got to stop what I'm doing and go get my mom something to eat. I mean, I don't have to, but I choose to. So I'm gonna go over here and bring her something to eat. Putting in my order for it. Yeah, I don't believe in big houses unless you got a big family. Yeah, well, I mean, at the time they did. They had two teenagers and the two of them, and they got their toys and they got, my brother, my sister, and my brother-in-law, they were like the Joneses, right? They had to keep up with the Joneses type thing, Again, because they come from, me and my sister, we come from the ghetto. My brother-in-law, his family is from Puerto Rico, and his dad is from, I think his dad's from Puerto Rico, and his mom's from the West Indies or something, maybe. But he never really knew his dad, though. It was his stepdad who's a pastor. So his mom got with the pastor, and they live a better, higher in life or whatever you want to call it. So therefore, that they've always been, since my sister grew up poor, they always had to live that life of, credit cards, leased cars, big houses, but like I said, keep up with the Joneses type thing. $2.50 to go 6 miles. They're crazy, and customer PIN required. So they've always lived like that. So they went from a townhome, then they bought their first house. Within 2 years, they bought the bigger house and had this one built. They had the first one built, and then they had the second one built. And then now, the daughters now are gone. So, they're in their 20s now. So there's nobody there. They both got to work because they got to pay all these bills that they got. They're still leasing cars. They're still, I think he's got his Harley paid off. But they still got the big mortgage, for that big 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 3-car garage, huge house. I mean, it's like $850,000 home, I think it is. I mean, it didn't used to be, but now it is, with prices they are now. Established neighborhood. They were one of the very first. They got a corner lot, so like the fencing alone was like $4,000, I think, to have the fencing put up. Again, had to get approval from the HOA and all that shit. They still pay HOA fees. I think it's like almost $350 a month for their HOA fees. It's ridiculous. Their electric bill's almost $600 a month. I mean, not now since they don't have the kids there, but it used to be $600 a month. Close to it. All the family would go over there because it's the bigger home. They have events because, he's in a bike gang, well, not gang, but bike club for Harley riders. He's one of the vice presidents of the club. So they have all of that stuff, parties, events, everything's always at my sister and brother-in-law's house because it's the biggest house that they have. They've got plenty of parking. They got the big backyard to have cookouts. I mean, they host a lot of events and stuff. Charity events, all kinds of different events and stuff. They host a lot of that. And then the clubhouse has the pool, so any visitors come, they have events, they all get to go to the pool. So that's why that, you know, everybody would come to my sister's is because of that. They should rent out the room. They could because they live near colleges. They literally could, but they're trying to enjoy the empty nest thing, you know, and being grandparents because this is this is their first grandchild. You know, they're not like me and got 7. I got 5 and 2 on the way. So they're not like me. This is their first grandchild. So they want to be able to, you know, my niece is living in South Carolina. So they want to be able to jump on a plane when they can and go to South Carolina to visit the grandbaby because this is the first one. They're waiting to see if the other daughter's going to have one or not. Simone can speak Portuguese. Oh, no, I can't speak Portuguese. No. Mi español un poquito. So I got a little bit, and je parle français un peu. So a little bit of French and a little bit of Spanish. Just broken Spanish. Very, very little French because I took 2.5 years of French, but very little now. I mean, that was decades ago. Raw and U-Dash here in South Florida, I hit in the winter season and lay back in the summertime. Yeah, I mean, I just do it each day because serve the community. So I'm more focused on service. I mean, I'm at $71 for this morning, so I can't complain about and I got $26 in tips coming tomorrow morning. So I'm going to start my Saturday morning with $26 already. And then I'll come back out in the evening shift. But right now I got to go take care of the dogs. I got to walk the dogs, feed my mom, you know, bring her something to eat and all that. So I got to go do that right now. But I do appreciate the 20 thumbs ups. Everybody that came into the live stream today. It says 3.5 hours. I guess I've been live 3.5. Well, I guess I have been 3.5 hours. So, I mean, I made that $71 in like 2.5 hours. I've just been chit-chatting for an hour. Or more. I don't even know how long it's been. But I do appreciate everybody coming in. Be sure if you have not had a chance to subscribe, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And as I say, each day, and until the next one.